Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. Joining me this week are Jamin, Evan, Corey, Alex, Tim, and Randy will be here after the final week of Putting League. But you're not listening to this episode to hear from us, because this week we have a special guest. And because we have a special guest, we have special sponsors. As always, thank you to everyone who contributes through Patreon. This episode, every episode before, and every episode to come is made with the help of and with all of our Patreon members in mind. But this episode is also sponsored by both Brian Heller and David Martin, who are most responsible for tonight's guest. He's earned 17 world and national disc golf and distance titles during his professional disc golf career. He also held multiple Guinness World Records for throwing distance and is the only person to ever hold the record for both backhand and sidearm delivery. In addition to his playing career, he's an ambassador for the sport. With clinics, instructional books, and videos, he's taught tens of thousands of disc golfers proper throwing technique as well as how to approach the mental game. He's been a PDGA member since 1986 with 94 career wins. Thank you for joining us, PDGA number 3140, Disc Golf Hall of Famer, Mr. Scott Stokely.
Well, I'm getting a really fat head now, so I don't know what, like it's literally my hat's about to pop off. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely. No, typically for a first-time guest, I ask how they first discovered disc golf. With you, I don't have to do that. You wrote a book, Growing Up Disc Golf, which details your early years playing in California. But I do have a couple questions that I don't think were addressed in the book.
Okay, but I got a question before you ask that. So I'm trying to create the male hierarchy, the patriarchy. And I like Jamin like way more than Evan, but not as much as Corey, but Corey definitely more than Alex or Tim. But Alex not as much as Tim. And then Jamin is like for sure doesn't even hold a candle to Alex. And I'm just totally confused, Pat.
Well, these guys all spread the gamut as far as disc golf ability. Jamin and Corey are up there. Well, Alex is up there pretty well too. Tim, Evan, and myself, we try hard.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm in a big group of players. I was trying to just stir up trouble early. So no shit. I'm up for any questions you guys have.
That's what we like here.
For starters, PDGA number 3140. What took you so long to sign up?
Actually, it's funny because you're being sarcastic, but that's actually a great question because I first played in 1976. Got my PDGA number in 1985. I didn't start playing all the time in 76. I started playing all the time in 1981. But here's the thing. Back then, so first off, no one had any money. And I think it was like $35 to join the PDGA, but there were only like 2 PDGA tournaments in Southern California, and you can get a temporary membership for $10. So it's like you could save $15 by just paying the temp fees and not getting your membership. And so like so many of us got their cards, like I could have been a triple digit number, but I was like, but I need to save $15. But that just wasn't me. That was everybody. Everybody was poor back then when they played, except for 2% of the people. It was crazy.
You're actually not the first Hall of Famer we've had on the podcast. Are you familiar with PDGA number 1688?
1688. I'm sure I am.
You mentioned him several times in your book.
Oh my gosh. Greg Hosfeld?
Course designer now, more known for.
Oh, John Houck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Houck's the best. Houck's incredible. Great storyteller.
I went back and I looked at his information. It brings up an interesting question. Why does he have a lower PDGA number if you signed up before he did?
So when did he say he signed up?
On the page, it says 87. On your page, it says 86.
Interesting. So back in the early days, records were fairly spotty. Like I would say, so Daryl Lynn, and by the way, I'm not knocking any of the people in the early days of the sport. It was 100% volunteer. Love of the game people. The only paid position was the administrator, and even that was it was below minimum wage. So this is not a knock at anybody, but these were just people who just loved disc golf, and records were kept on notepads and sticky notes. And Daryl Lynn was notorious, in the early days. Like he knew everybody's PDGA number by heart because there's only a few thousand of them. So you didn't necessarily even need to write it down when someone joined. I mean, I'm sure it was written somewhere, but it was not. There were no spreadsheets. It was pre-computer. So my guess is that it has to do with records just being goofy. Now, if he has a lower number, he signed up before me because they definitely did. All of the PDGA numbers, I'm positive, went in order except for one. John Kirkland, who was going to be PDGA number 4, I believe, but his IFA number, the International Frisbee Association number, was 100, so he requested number 100. So he got number 100, even though he was the fourth.
Oh.
I think the rest of them, I would go by the numbers, not the date on the PDGA website.
Yeah, that could also be just when it was updated or put in, or any number of things.
It could have been. Like I said, it was it was a bit of they call it the Wild West days. It was the Wild West days back then.
Well, you grew up playing on the world's first permanent disc golf course at Oak Grove Park. At the time, did you realize how lucky you were?
No, God, no. No, I mean, so when I played my first round of Frisbee golf back then on the world's first permanent Frisbee golf course, when it was the only course in the entire world. And I was 7 years old. So to me, it was like every park just had something different. One of them had a tree I always climbed. One had the tallest swing set. One had a Frisbee golf course, so you'd bring your Frisbee. I mean, that's all it was. It was just a thing one of the parks had. So no clue that it was historic or that it would be.
You said you started throwing regular Frisbees. How far at the time could you throw a regular Frisbee? How far and how accurate could you be?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I was a little kid, so I suspect not very far, not very accurate. But here's the thing. I mean, for the time, I did get good at a young age. I wasn't the only good kid, but I was one of several. Sam Ferens was one of them. Craig Leyva, RJ Jerez up in Northern California. So there were a couple other kids, but yeah, I mean, I was when I was a little kid, I'm sure it wasn't that impressive.
Have you ever played Ultimate?
So, I mean, I have for fun. So it's really a weird thing about me because a lot of being good at sports, is discipline and training and work ethic, right? There's a lot of things that you could take credit for when you're good at sports. But there's also things that you get no credit for, like genetics. And it just so happened that I developed the type of whatever fast twitch muscles that they all got put into my arms. So I can do everything from throwing a baseball to Frisbee to boomerangs. I got the genetics for that. I didn't get any genetics. I got like brontosaurus genetics in my legs. And that's not even actually accurate because I have like giraffe legs. So no, the way I've heard it described to me is when I'm when I'm running, that I look like a cartoon character, how their legs start moving, but the body hasn't started moving yet. But it doesn't ever get any faster than that. So whatever it was, I never got legs that moved. I'll take fast arms over fast legs, but the answer is no. I did not play Ultimate because I was a brontosaurus.
All right. I mentioned in the intro you broke some world records for distance with a disc. Unofficially, what's the furthest you've ever thrown a disc?
So that's a really good question. I mean, on flat ground, I really don't know. So back in the 90s when I was throwing world records, it's not like we had lasers. You would have had to actually go out and measure it. We didn't even have the tools to do it. I mean, when I set the world distance record the first time, it just happened that one of the club members was a geologist that had surveyor's equipment that he could bring out. And then at the big tournaments, like the World Flying Disc Federation overall championships, they would bring out actual lasers and they would triangulate between the three different spots. But that was like really high tech stuff back then. A lot of the Frisbee tournaments would literally have like a wheel that you would roll along the ground and it would click off every foot. So, I didn't have any really way of measuring it. I can tell you that I've thrown farther in my 50s than I threw in my 20s because technology had changed so much.
I know you said you were younger when you were throwing Frisbees, but was it a bigger transition between throwing Frisbees and discs made for disc golf as opposed to the discs how they were back in the day to now, like some of these newer discs?
No, so the transition to the beveled edge disc was huge. That was like one of the several biggest moments in the history of our sport. It was in the early 1980s. So 83 is when Innova came out with the Eagle and then the Arrow. But the previous year, Destiny Discs came out with the Puppy, which was the first flying disc made just for disc golf. Discraft had been around several years before that and were making some really good discs, and they were heavier for golf. Whammo had traditional Frisbees. They made heavier for golf, but they were still multi-purpose. So going from Frisbees to the Puppy was probably the biggest change because with Frisbees, even the golf weight Frisbees, you threw them with major hyzer. to get them to fly straight. And if you did that with a puppy, it would, if you released it at 45 degrees, it would fly at 45 degrees and just, run into the ground. It really wouldn't fly. So learn how to play on those discs early. The weird thing is, and I don't take credit for this, like there's a lot of stuff that's just luck. When golf discs came out, the techniques people use to throw Frisbees are different. And the people that were throwing flying discs, we call them Frisbees because Wham-O made most of them, up until 1982, 83, they were like some of the most incredible flying disc athletes ever, right? This is like, you watch videos of the stuff they were doing and it translates absolutely at the highest level to today. For whatever reason, a percentage of those players never learned to adapt to the new throwing style. And so within 1 year, half of the top, 50 players in the world were just off the map because they just never made the transition to how to throw a golf disc. And they went from winning tournaments, winning world championships to not even being competitive like the next week. And a lot of them actually gave up the sport. There was no real teaching back then. I had some mentors and some coaches, because I was a kid who helped, but I think it's a lot of luck of the draw. Some people picked up on the new skill and some people didn't. And I just happened to be one of the lucky ones. So to this day, I play double disc court guts. I can switch between a golf weight disc and a light plastic Frisbee in a Frisbee sport and, without even blinking. It's just something I do, but it's luck.
You mentioned double disc court. There's a few games, guts. Are you surprised that disc golf seems to be the one that's grown the most?
I'm not. And I'll tell you why. There's a lot of reasons. Games like double disc court, freestyle, like these are amazing Frisbee games. There's a problem with them, though, is they have a steep learning curve before they start to really get fun. So in the early days of flying disc sports, which we just called it Frisbee back. So if I say Frisbee, I'm not referring to Wham-O, just flying disc sports. In the early days of Frisbee, they hadn't quite figured out what games people are into. So every Frisbee tournament was multi-event. It would be distance, maximum time aloft, accuracy, maybe Frisbee golf, freestyle, trick catches. And you just had multiple events. And what happened is everybody that played Frisbee, even if you liked one event more than the other, you kind of had to learn them all or else you wouldn't compete. So basically, if you were into, throwing distance, well, you had to learn how to freestyle. You had to learn to play double disc court and these other games. And because you were forced to learn them, eventually you got good enough where you're like, oh my God, this game's really fun now because I know what I'm doing. When the sport started to specialize and people started just picking up one individual game, like Frisbee golf and Ultimate were by far, the two biggest, these other games that are really, really fun if you get good at, they struggled and to this day still struggle with the fact that where's the motivation to go out and start learning how to like freestyle, for example? Freestyle is so much fun, but you got to put a lot of time in before you start learning enough skills for it to become fun. And the challenge is, where's the motivation for somebody to do that? Like, we had to learn every game and then eventually oh, wow, this is fun. But they struggle with that now. So no, I'm not surprised that Frisbee golf became, disc golf became the most popular because among other things, it just had a learning curve, which was when you go out your first day, it's a blast.
Yeah, you might not know how to throw a disc, but you know the rules.
You know the rules. Yeah, and you still can do the thing. Go try to do a nail delay with a couple freestyle tricks or go to try to play double disc court and tip the incoming burns and then have to quickly release back into the other court with a light plastic Frisbee. You don't have the skill to do that for quite a while.
I feel the same way about disc golf and regular golf, honestly.
Yeah, the regular golf's freaking hard. Trying to hit a little ball.
Yeah, nobody's getting par the first time they pick up a golf club.
No, absolutely not. I don't get a par my 80th time picking up a golf club.
Yeah, but if you go to the Ace Place or something, you can probably get par. A small course, you pick the right course, yeah.
Yeah, I would say it depends on the course. I'm out here in Brooksville, Florida. I'm here at Mount Olympus Disc Golf Course. And yeah, you would be out here quite a while before you shot par.
No doubt.
Like this course, you could actually, if you were a local player here, you may never shoot par. Like, you got to be really good just to occasionally. A par is probably like a 10-25 rated round, 10-30 round. So, yeah, different game.
Yeah, you mentioned double disc. I've never heard of it until I read your book. Well, I lie. I listened to your book. I didn't read it. But
Okay.
and you kind of went through the rules of it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just check out a YouTube or something to see how it's played. But
Well, I even said in the book, one of the flaws of the sport, and it's not the sport's fault, but it is hard to describe. And then when you describe, it never seems as fun as it actually is. Like you can describe tennis, you hit the ball into an area, it's allowed to bounce once. I mean, it's pretty easy to visualize what tennis is. Double disc courts, it's not. And among the people that played all the Frisbee games after disc golf, double disc court was probably the most popular among the people forced to play all the games as far as, wow, I play all the different Frisbee games. That's my favorite. But, you know, you go to a tournament now and not everybody, but a lot of people are over 50. But I'm trying. I'm going to try to bring it back. I'm dedicated to the flying disc sports that are kind of hanging on, not to say by a thread, but, you know, guts, double disc court, freestyle, they need help.
How similar is a guts disc to a double disc court disc?
I would call it similar. It's similar the way two drivers are similar. So the people that play disc golf, those two drivers may be nothing alike, but to a recreational player, they're for all intents and purposes the same, would probably be the best comparison. But it's very similar.
Okay. And they're both super light. I know guts are like 110 grams. Is that double disc court also?
It is, yeah, but they're a different shape. The guts discs do a lot more movement in the air because you don't want it to fly straight. In guts, you're trying to get the disc to move to make it harder to catch.
Okay, so guts has higher turn and double disc court has more glide, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, a double disc court Frisbee, when you throw it flat, it'll basically fly straight. A guts disc won't. A guts disc it would be considered pretty understable.
Okay, that's the reason I'm asking is the Guts organization. If you find their website, they give out free Guts discs for people who want to try it out. I don't know the link or anything like that, but
so what you want to do, you want to go to USA Guts. It's a promotion that I actually created with them. I take no credit when I say I created with them. I worked with them. It was their creation, but they invited me to start playing Guts with them, and then they said that if anybody is interested in playing Guts, they would send you your Guts discs for free. Just message them and say, I have 6 people that want to try it, and they will get you started. And we're actually working on I don't want to say it's formal, but we're working on something now to even make Guts tournaments free for a year for new players. Just trying to help grow the sport of Guts.
nice. It's super cool. I've watched a lot of videos on that and double disc court. Double disc court is the one that really, really interests me, but that one's a little bit harder to kind of get going because of the discs and everything.
It is. It's a challenge. It's like I said, that is the flaw that, it's not a flaw in the game itself. It's a flaw in the game itself.
I think it's a flaw in human nature that you're not going to pick it up quite as fast, so you're not going to keep trying.
But there's lots of things that are fun your first day out. I mean, you might not be good at Trivial Pursuit the first time you play it, but you're going to have fun. If you've never played Dungeons and Dragons in your life and you get with the right group of people, you'll have a great time your first time playing D&D. I mean, you go bowling for the first time. Bowling's still kind of fun. So there's lots of things that's not the case, but it's a challenge.
They recently celebrated the 50th anniversary of disc golf at Oak Grove Park, and you got to speak there. What was that like?
So it's one of those things where I don't take it lightly because I'm so flattered, and I mean this. I'm not using these words because you're supposed to say them because it's a press conference, or one of those things. I am so incredibly humbled by these opportunities that are being given to me by the people that I respect the most in this game, the founders and the pioneers of disc sports and disc golf. When they were doing the 50th anniversary of Oak Grove Park, which is the 50th anniversary of disc golf, and I'm asked to be one of the speakers, I'm like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? Like it sounds so silly, but a little bit of an imposter syndrome, right? Because okay, I'll be one of the speakers sitting next to my heroes. So yeah, I mean, I was moved by being asked, but I also understand why. Because yes, I was there at the beginning, so yes, I'm part of the history. But I've also taken on a role on purpose of trying to bridge the history between the origin of our sport and the modern game. Because I was there at the beginning, and I was on the Disc Golf Pro Tour 3 of the last 4 years. So like I'm the only person that's even remotely in both of those worlds. So I know that a lot of the stuff that I've been asked to do has to do with my heroes, the pioneers and founders, wanting to reach the newer audience. They're like, hey guys, we kind of have a story to tell too, and I'm the guy telling their story. But that's the strategy behind it. On a personal level, like, I want to cry that they asked me to do it. So I couldn't believe it. Which was one nice thing was I asked them, I said, can I speak about anything I want to? And they're like, absolutely, whatever you choose to speak. I go, cool. And I'm not going to run it by you. I'm just going to talk. They're like, yeah, we trust you. And so I actually chose something that was a little bit maybe off topic, that was a story to tell that was important to me. So I'll give the quick 50-cent version here, but in the early days of the sport, the Frisbee and disc sports weren't exactly mainstream. They weren't exactly respected. It was a very different demographic of players who played. And Oak Grove Park, the history of Oak Grove Park and the history of Frisbee golf has a lot to do with the geography of Oak Grove Park, because Oak Grove Park is located it's across the street from the town of La Cañada Flint Ridge. And that's important because that meant the police of La Cañada Flint Ridge did not cross their city's border to go to Oak Grove Park, because Oak Grove Park technically is in Pasadena. But Pasadena is on the opposite side of the Arroyo Seco, this big, huge ravine from the park. So you have all of Pasadena, then you have this gigantic ravine, and the only thing on the other side of the ravine is Oak Grove Park and JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which the police never had to go there. So basically, the police almost never came to Oak Grove Park. So at this time in the 1970s and even the 1980s, Oak Grove Park was probably the least policed park in all of Los Angeles. Like the police just never came there. And because this was a place where there was very little police, it became a place for a lot of different types of people to come hang out who wanted to be someplace where there wasn't going to be police. And that's just a lot of where the origin of the park came from. And Oak Grove Park was a party park. It was a blue-collar hangout. It was a place where people would hang out between jobs. And it's very important to me that story be told, because if part of our sports history makes modern people uncomfortable because that's not an image we're trying to project today or something like that, I get it, but I don't care that people have a problem with it, because this is the honest history of our sport. And those people were the founders and creators of disc golf. The fact that they came from a culture that a modern game may want to distance themselves from, again, I don't care. Like, the founders of our sport need to be recognized, and I don't ever want us to be ashamed of where we came from. I mean, like, our origins are nowhere near as dark as like the origins of baseball or something like that, which is like, alcoholic racists. Like, baseball has a terrible history, and it didn't hurt baseball one bit that it came from this, counterculture of the 1800s, right? So anyways, I wanted to tell their story. So when I spoke about Oak Grove, I spoke about those people that actually were the core to the growth of disc golf, not because they went out and created organizations, not because they went on and invented golf discs, but because they were the origin of the disc golf Frisbee family. They were a bunch of outcasts and misfits, blue-collar people who came together to form this bond over this game. And then that bond got replicated every time a new course went into the ground. It was never at a country club, at least not for like 30 years. So you put a new course in the ground, it attracted the same crowd of people as the original Oak Grove Gophers, blue-collar, working class, hippies, outcasts. And all of these clubs went on to create this sport, but it all started at Oak Grove. So probably a longer answer than you were looking for, but I was excited because I got to actually tell their story, because their story kind of gets lost beneath, the minority of people at Oak Grove Park who actually went on to create disc companies and were the sports promotion team at Whammo. Like, those people are extremely important to our sport, but they're not the only stories that should be told.
What exactly is a Gopher? Was there a team, or was it just a club nickname?
Yeah, no. The Oak Grove Gophers was the name of the first club. So in this park, there was a baseball diamond and then this kind of big grass field about maybe 5 times the size of an outfield. So it was an outfield, but without a fence, just kept going on. And the Gophers have completely demolished this field. And this is not an exaggeration. You would never run on this field, because if you ran on this field, it's a matter of when, not if, you stepped in a ditch and just snapped your ankle in two. So those were the Gophers. Those are the Gophers that had torn up the field. And so they just named the first, it was the Los Angeles Frisbee Club was the name of the first club, but then it became the Oak Grove Gophers.
Are they still a thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The Oak Grove Gophers are actively involved in all sorts of community outreach programs and promotion of disc golf. They're working with the city of Pasadena. They're trying to get Oak Grove, it needs to be deemed a historic landmark, right? Which obviously we know it should be, not just because we love it, but I mean, if there's something 15 million people in the world do, doesn't matter your opinion of it. It's a pretty important thing, and Oak Grove was the first. And as soon as it gets deemed a historical landmark, it opens up all sorts of doors, because there's a lot of things that I'm helping, but that we, along with the club, want to do to build this into this destination where people come, a pilgrimage to the world's first, the birth of Frisbee golf, disc golf. The problem is until it's deemed a historical landmark, it's hard to put a lot of money and get investors into doing anything, because technically they could pull the course out next week and build condos. Like, I'm not saying that's a plan, but there's an uncertainty that comes with this. Once you're a historical landmark, nobody can touch this. And as soon as that happens, it's going to open doors for more long-term plans to make it into what it should be, which it should be every disc golfer should go to Oak Grove once in their life, but it needs to have the things in place to make it worth the trip.
You guys didn't have any kind of like team challenge back then?
No, there was a team challenge. So the very first team challenge was Oak Grove versus La Mirada, which I did not participate in. That was just, I think I was playing then, but that's when I was little. I was like 10 years old. But then they started doing a team challenge in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was originally Oak Grove, La Mirada, Huntington Beach, San Diego, and I don't know, maybe Arizona came out. But eventually there was a Northern California team and a Las Vegas team and a Santa Cruz team. And I think, maybe Silmar had a team. So it grew into something. Yeah, as far as I know, that's the first team tournament in disc golf, was the San Diego team tournament.
Well, most of these guys here play team challenge, and they've been playing the last month or so in like a foot of snow or more.
Oh, are you guys up in New England?
Well, New York, upstate New York.
Wait, where in New York are you guys? Oh, was that Hudson?
Oh, yeah, Hudson Valley. Yeah, these guys are more towards the capital region. I'm a little further south.
Okay. Yeah, no, the team challenge you guys have up in New England is that's the most phenomenal, impressive thing in disc golf, because how many people play? It's like hundreds and hundreds of people, right?
Like 2,000.
Thousands.
2,000. Okay, so yeah, so I was impressed at hundreds. And it's like thousands. No, I mean that's mind blowing that you guys do that. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's A through F pool, relegation style. Every pool has 8 teams of 25 people, and then there's 4 play-in pools that also all have about 8 teams. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's incredible, and it's wild.
Well, these guys have been playing in like a foot of snow. What's the worst weather you've ever played in?
So. Probably they're playing in a foot of snow. I'm going to say 11 inches in snow. I don't want to play Can You Top This, because we're in Colorado, and so down in the foothills, Denver, Fort Collins area of Colorado is nowhere near as cold as it is where you guys are. So I've never played in anything as cold as I'm sure you guys do on your coldest days. I would say that on the flip side, I played a tournament in Kansas City with a heat index of 120.
That's worse.
Well, so it depends. I would say it's nowhere near as bad as playing in a foot of snow, but the grass is always greener. No, this is how bad. This is God's honest truth. I drank 8, not the little thin bottles, but the regular size, bigger bottles of Gatorade. I drank 8 bottles of Gatorade every 9 holes. So I drank 16 Gatorades in a round and was still pissing yellow, which meant dehydration. I've never experienced anything like that. Actually, my girlfriend, you won't be able to hear her in the background, but she was going to walk around with me. We got to the basket of hole 1, and I sent her back to the car. I'm like, you don't look good. Yeah, so that's the weather where you honest to God. I mean, people will die in like 20 minutes in 120 degrees. So I guess that's technically probably the roughest, although I would still rather play in that than a foot of snow. I'm such a baby when it comes to snow.
Well, since you've traveled all over the country, how often do you get to this area?
I run a cycle about every 2 years because the country's so big that I get back to every place about every 2 years. That's kind of the general plan. I can't really do the whole country in a year because like I just ran 4 events in I'd scheduled, I had to cancel because of snow, but 4 events in Arkansas, 5 in Mississippi, 7 in Alabama, 6 in Georgia. So that the equivalent of that would be, 35 events in North Carolina. I did like 20 events in California. So it takes about 2 years to run a cycle. But if I go back every other year, then there's enough new players where I get people to come out to the events. So I'll be back up there for sure, 100%.
What courses have you played in this area?
Oh God, you'll hate me.
You've played Warwick. Right?
No, I've never played Warwick. I've run events out there, but I've never played it. I'm going to tell you this, and you're gonna think really badly of me. This is God's honest truth. We were trying to do the math, me and my girl, just a couple weeks ago. I think in the last 6 years. Okay, so in the last 6 years, I was competing. Well, I'm running events, I'm running classes, all those things, competing on the pro tour, which means I'm playing the courses I'm going to be competing on because I'm trying to learn the course. When I'm not on the tournament course, I'm doing field work to maximize my time. I have 2 hours this morning. I'm going to go out to do field work, right? So if you don't count the rounds on those tournament courses, I think I've played 5 rounds of golf for fun in the last 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I had time, it's tournaments. I got to it's all about practicing for tournaments.
Absolutely. So you said you ran some events at Warwick, but never got to play it. Have you played Kisco, Mount Kisco?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I played Buffinville. I think that's near Boston. I'm telling you this. I played less. I've still probably played 500 courses, right? Because I've traveled so much. But when you do it based on the amount of time I've been playing in the places I've gone, my ratio of courses played to new cities visited is lower than anybody you've ever met, probably. Yeah, actually, I'll do something really funny. I'm trying something out. I'm trying to do a 3-disc challenge instead of the disc golf classes. And I'm actually going to be scheduling my first ones tonight after I'm done with, I guess, the second call. And one of my big motivations for doing this is if I do that, I'll get to actually play. So the teaching is such a big deal. And I'm not going to stop teaching, but the idea that I could actually go out, get to a town and actually play the course, I haven't gotten to do that for so many years. Just fun, just play for fun like I would like to.
Yeah. Will they be a Stokely Discs 3-disc challenge?
By coincidence, I think it will. No, I think what we're doing is it's a 3-disc challenge. It's you get a choice of putter between the Finch and the Wren, that's Stokely discs. You get an approach/mid-range between the Precision and the Juju from Ching, because we own Ching. And then the driver is going to be the Robin or the Lark from Stokely discs. So you're going to get 2 Stokely discs and a Ching disc.
This is the perfect segue. Mm-hmm. So I usually ask our guests some form of, you lost your bag, what 3 discs are you hoping are in there when you go into this random course? So my question for you is, you're going to play your 3-disc challenge at the course you're playing right now, or that you're at right now, Olympus.
Yes.
What 3 discs and a putting putter are you going to use to slay this course?
Okay, so if I had 3 discs on this course and a putter, it would be, so the putter's the Wren, which is what I putt with. But if I had 3 discs on this course, I would absolutely throw the Cardinal as my mid-range. I would throw the Robin as my fairway driver, and I would throw the Peregrine as my high-speed driver.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I'll add this, which is I also, if I was playing the tournament and I had more than 3 discs, I'm also going to carry a Felon and a Destroyer because I don't have a full set of discs yet. So, I'm not trying to misrepresent by saying I would only throw my discs. Well, no, if I had 3, those are 3 I could use, but there are other discs out there. Oh, and a Berg. I still got to have a Berg in there. So I would say for my 4 discs, I need 7 discs.
Yeah, the Berg, because it feels great in the hand, holds any line you put it on, et cetera, et cetera.
It is. It's just, the Wren's great. For me, the sidearms with, and I think a lot of people find this, throwing sidearms with deep rim putters can be a bit of a challenge. They are for me too. I can do it pretty well. I'm pretty good at it. But I would do better with mid-ranges and Bergs.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm terrible at marketing. Like I'm like 90% great at marketing, and that last 10% where I'm like I'm unable to be dishonest. It's that last 10% that I'm not able to do. You'll never hear me say that the Wren and the Finch are the best putters in the world, because I spent my whole life saying there's no such thing as the best putter. It has to do with what disc comes out of your hand best, and the best putter for me isn't going to be the best putter for the person next to me if they got a different shaped hand than mine. So I've been adamant my whole life about the fact that don't listen to anybody tell you that one putter is better than another. It's stupid. So now that I'm manufacturing putters, I'm not going to retract and all of a sudden backpedal on that and be like, my putters are the best putters in the market. It's like, no. All I tell people is that I want you to try my putters. They're really good. The plastic is phenomenal, but I won't say they're best. I'll just say they're great. Not the same thing.
Is there anything you've learned as a manufacturer that surprised you?
Yeah, it's fucking hard. I wouldn't say a whole lot surprised me, just because I've been around the business for so long that I understood a lot of these things. I think that I would say the biggest challenge, or the thing that's not to say surprised me, but I can say this: it's hard to make light discs. Like, we're getting discs down into like some of the mid to low 60s. I would like to make them lighter. It's very hard to make lighter discs and retain the plastic quality. It's easy to make light discs. You can just take a less dense material and stick it in the mold. But the thing is, and this is just logical, I just hadn't really thought through it before because I wasn't manufacturing, is that a mold, the mold is a steel outline of the shape of the disc. You're going to fill it with liquid plastic. It's going to fill the shape of the mold. It's going to cool. And when it cools, it solidifies and becomes the shape of the space inside the mold, which is the shape of the disc, right? It's basic, injection molding. What I hadn't considered was that you have a fixed volume. Like, the disc is going to be the same shape. There's just as much area or volume where the plastic's going to fill. Well, if you have a certain type of plastic that you melt down, and then when it cools, it becomes your champion plastic, your star plastic, your orbit plastic, your whatever. It becomes the plastic that you're making the discs out of. You can't just make that lighter. You actually have to, because there's a certain volume that it's going to fill. If you want to make that disc lighter, you have to remove something in that plastic, a certain amount of plastic at that density, and replace it with something else at a different density. And if you got something that has a lower density, then it will make it lighter. However, that material at the lower density is different. Just by definition, it's not the same material as the original plastic, which means the more of it you add, the less that disc feels like the original plastic. And then if you put enough of it in, it becomes a different plastic. Eventually there's, if you put in like 1% of a new plastic, well, you probably can't tell. It's just an additive. But if you did 50-50, it would be obviously radically different. It'd be half of one, half of the other. So at some point, when you make a disc lighter, it's now not the same thing. Well, if you were, let's say, Innova, and you had star plastic, and everybody buys star plastic, you know what star plastic feels like. If you bought a 140-gram disc in star plastic, but then you felt it and you're like, well, this ain't star plastic. That's not what this is. It doesn't feel good. It's not what I was looking for. All of a sudden, you kind of feel duped because you didn't really get what you were buying. And that's really hard to do and to get it right. So I would say the biggest surprise has just been how hard it is to make light discs. And the fact that the big manufacturers do such a good job of it is impressive. It's also why most of them weren't able to do it for a very long time. It took some learning, but they got it down now. We're just, we're playing catch up.
Yeah, cool.
I'll even add to this too. This is one of the most frustrating things about this is that the industry is dominated by several major manufacturers, right? It's obviously Innova, Discraft, MVP, and then it's still House of Disc is probably, it's still the fourth company. After those four, there's a massive drop-off between number 4 and number 5. I mean, those four dominate the market. And the biggest problem I have with these companies is that they all basically do a really good job. Like, they make good discs, they have good plastic, they've got good artwork, their prices are good. My job as a manufacturer would be so much easier if the big manufacturers kind of sucked. No, I mean, for real. Look. You guys know this. Everybody's done this. You have some hobby or some activity you do, and you're like, why is everybody making crap in this industry, right? Like we know all these other industries that is filled with people making crap, and unfortunately, in our industry, the big companies they're not making crap, which makes it a lot harder to compete. I wish they were terrible, but they're not.
Yeah, that's a super interesting point. I guess I always look at everything from the fan page side of things, where if you spend too much time on any of those, everybody makes crap. You know what I mean? So that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What page does everybody make crap?
Just on all the fan pages, like on the MVP fan page, then everybody hates the Discraft stuff or that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, and that stuff's just fun. That's just tribalism.
Yeah.
That's the tribalism that's making America so awesome right now because everybody hates everybody else. It's awesome. But that's all that is. And by the way, that's how it should be. If you're a Broncos fan, you're supposed to hate the Raiders. Like I totally am down with that. I wish it was true. It's just not true. That's the only problem I have with it.
Scott, you were saying you get around pretty much everywhere in the United States about every 2 years. I know you traveled quite a bit across the world. What's the biggest difference between disc golf in the U.S. versus everywhere else in the world?
So here's the big difference, is that everywhere you go, and I've been able to observe this because I've been around disc golf for 50 years, is that we had a timeline, and it was a pretty predictable timeline. The first course went in the ground. No one's ever heard of it. How do you get a second course in? Because you got to tell everybody what it is, and you get some more courses in. But most places haven't heard of it, and when they have heard of it, they don't respect it. And then, eventually there comes this incredible day where you're next to someone on an airplane, and they say, "Where are you going?" And you say, "I'm going to a Frisbee golf tournament." And they go, "Oh, I got a guy at work that plays that." And you're like, "Oh my God. So you've heard of it?" That was probably the early 90s. And then, all the way through this timeline to the sport becoming more respectable and getting a following and parks departments embracing it, and then school programs, and then the Disc Golf Network, right? Blah, blah, blah. So there's this whole timeline of 50 years. Everywhere you go in the world, disc golf is on that same timeline for their country. So when you go to New Zealand, that's disc golf in the U.S. in the 90s. When you go to the UK, that's disc golf in the US in the 80s. If you go to Romania, that's disc golf in the US in the early 80s or late 70s. And then if you go to Cambodia, that's disc golf in the US in 1976. There's one course, and the people 200 yards down the street don't know what you're doing there. And so the biggest difference is everywhere's different, but it's just the timelines are different. And then I would even say that when you can even go slightly past the U.S. timeline when you get into Finland and Estonia. They're further ahead than the U.S., but when you're in a country of 5 million people, then, I don't know, I'm just guessing that's Colorado, maybe 5 million, something like that. Probably in the ballpark. And then Estonia has 1 million people. So Estonia is like Alabama. So I think in a lot of ways they are further along than the U.S. Like in Finland, most of the schools have school programs. It's now just part of the PE curriculum. Well, it'll be that way in the U.S. in 10 years. We're on that timeline. So Finland's ahead of us there. Or I'll even give you a crazier example. In Estonia, when we were in Helsinki just 2 years ago, we took the ferry from Helsinki, took the ferry over to Tallinn, Estonia. And so we had an RV, right? So we pile onto the ferry. We cruise across the water on the ferry. We drive out in the RV. We leave the kind of, the customs, the parking lot where all they're checking your passports, whatever. But as soon as we leave the port area, the very first thing we see when we enter Estonia, first thing was a gigantic billboard that says, "Welcome to Estonia, home of Kristen Tatar." And I'm like, holy shit, that's ahead of the U.S. as far as, the recognition. I don't know where Dale Earnhardt's from, but I'm sure that there's a sign that says home of Dale Earnhardt when you get to his city, right? So that's in Estonia, it's Kristen Tatar. So that's even further. So nothing's really a surprise. Everything I see, I recognize. Now, there's total differences. Disc golf in Cambodia is nothing like Finland and Iceland, obviously. But it's still on the same basic timeline.
It's going to be pretty surreal to kind of travel back in time as you go different places too. So that's kind of cool.
No, I said this. I said I was having, this is my version of a midlife crisis. most men my age, when they have a midlife crisis, they buy sports cars and sleep with 20-year-olds, right? Which, by the way, I'm not shaming that. That's I think that's one option that's awesome. Go do it. My midlife crisis, though, was I wanted to go back in time to where disc golf was in its infancy and the energy and the spirit of the game when, like, I love that time in our sports history that I got to be a part of. As much as I love where the sport is now, and I think the sport's never been stronger, I'm a huge fan of where the sport is now, but there's so much about the early days that you'll never get back once you become mainstream. Like, it's just not that it's better or worse, but it's totally different. And so my midlife crisis was I've said this many times. I went back in time to disc golf in 1976, disc golf in 1980, and I 100% love every second of that. It is, and yes, surreal is a good word.
That's awesome. Now, with the future coming with Olympus this week, what do you think of that course and the opening there of the Pro Tour?
It's incredible. Well, first off, that's a great place to start the tour because it's warm.
Yeah.
And the only other option I think would be out in, like, say, Arizona or something, but then you're so far from the other locations. I mean, it's Olympus, but then immediately, 2 weeks later, you're in New Orleans, and then you're going to be in, Charlotte, and then Arkansas, and then Virginia. I mean, like, so it's where it should be. The course is phenomenal. It's an incredible piece of land. It's so hard. I didn't play. I just walked the course today with Connor O'Reilly, one of my 3 touring sponsor players. Watched him play. He's so good. He's so talented. But, like, it's so hard. Not unfair hard, but it's just, God.
Good test, the Pro Tour.
Yeah, my God. There's 2 holes. There's a par 5 that I think you really, really need to birdie, and there's one par 3 that you really need to birdie, and that's it. The other 16 holes, I would say every single one of them, you're trying to birdie, but you're not mad if you par. And I'm talking touring players. 16 of those holes, if you par, you're not pissed off about. You're like, it's okay, par's fine.
Okay, so what's your guess, plus or minus, say, 10, at what par will be rated?
Oh, I'm really good. I'm actually really good at this. I would say par is probably 1,018. I would say. Now, I did not look at the scores from last year, so maybe I'm off a bit. And they've moved some stuff around since last year, but I think 3 over is 1,000 rated.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you this. I mean, the way I gauge courses, I think I'm pretty good at gauging the course based on my ability, because the 3 years I was on the Pro Tour, 2022, 23, and 24, I was the absolute definition of an average player. Like, I was so middle of the pack that I actually, in 3 years on the tour, I cashed at exactly 50% of my tournaments. Literally 50% exactly is how many times I cashed. And I'm in my mid-50s, so I'm actually super proud of that. That's nothing I'm ashamed of. Like, I'm very proud to be average middle-of-the-pack player in my mid-50s.
Hell yeah.
But I am the definition of an average player by all measures. So when I look at the course, I look at it from my perspective. I'm kind of looking at it from the perspective of an average touring player. And when I look at that course, my thought would be, I'm very happy under par. And if I'm under par all 3 rounds, then, like a 1, a 3, and a 2, or 2 2s and a 1 or something like that, I would be super, super pleased as an average pro. Now, I mean, Gannon's not going to be happy with 2 under, right? Obviously. But, I would say 3 under cashes.
Who are your sponsor players?
So the 3 players are Dallas Garber, who is from Portland, Oregon. He's my first player ever sponsored. This is actually his second year. He was with me last year as well. So he is a 1,020 something rated. He just turned 18 years old. He's just overflowing with talent.
He just got a big win out in Colorado, right?
No, California. He just
was that in California? Sorry, I thought it was.
No, he won the Wintertime Open, which, by the way, was my first big major win. I won that tournament 38 years before. So I won the tournament in 1987, and then he won in 2025 or 2026. But he, during last season when he was cruising, he had a run where he won 4 out of 5 8-tiers in a row at 17 years old. So he's unbelievably good. He's going to be out there. Connor O'Reilly's going to be out there. Connor's he's really a veteran on the tour now. He's been out there for years, but he absolutely kills it. He's one of the most respected and beloved players out there. Everyone loves Connor. and he's still capable of winning on a given weekend. He's got all the talent in the world. And then the third one is this was a major coup for me. The female 18 and under world champion, the FJ18 current world champion and deputy is with me. And what's really amazing to me is that like she would be the definition of a blue chip prospect. I mean, if you win the junior world championships, like there's one boy and one girl who win junior worlds. Like that is as blue chip as you get. And she could have gone with anybody, and she wants to work with me. Her and her dad want to build something with me. So mind blown.
What discs do they throw from Stokely Discs?
Well, so first off, it's open bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a full set of discs yet. So different discs. I think Anne's throwing the lark and the robin and the finch and the owl. And she's throwing the juju. She loves the juju from Ching. Dallas is a lot harder on the robin, the peregrine, the cardinal, and the wren. Connor is loving he putts with the finch now. So he's putting with the finch, and he's throwing the lark and the robin. Oh, and the owl. He throws the owl a ton. The owl is so good. But one of the things I've told them is that, like, first and foremost, throw the discs you're going to win with. Don't throw anything because you're being paid to. And also, I've told them, don't go out there and just tell people that you love every single disc. Just like I want, like, my brand, because this is based on me, is we have a reputation for honesty because I'm so honest. I'm very true to, I say exactly what I think and what I believe, whether it's good or bad. Like, I'm always straight with people. Like I said, when I said there's no such thing as the best putter, like I'm honest, and people trust me for that reason. Well, I told the players, in order for us to continue to trust people have in me and my brand, you must be honest. If you just say every disc is your favorite, you're full of shit. Like I said, no, if you don't like a disc, say it. So for instance, Dallas said, he goes, I just don't care for the lark. Perfect. And I told him, great, that's awesome. Be honest. Anne is crushing the lark. And by the way, she's an FPO, a 17-year-old girl who throws 450 feet. So it's not like she's a girl or something like that. Yeah, she's a girl who throws farther than 99% of the men out there. So she rips the lark 450 feet. So she's, she loves the lark. And James Proctor threw the lark, and Connor bags the lark. So anyways, they're all honest with what they throw.
I think I heard that you were planning on going out to Afghanistan for disc golf. So one of my questions was, since you've been all over the place doing clinics and whatnot, where were you most surprised at the reaction that you got from teaching disc golf?
God, that's a good question. I love teaching in Cambodia. I got a special place in my heart for the Cambodian disc golf community because the short story I could tell you. So the thing about Cambodia, what's so wild about this, and I'll try to make the story brief, but it's such a great story. So Jacob Sir, he went out to Cambodia years back, met a Cambodia woman, married her, bought a piece of property out there, and then he put a disc golf course on it. And currently he has a couple bungalows and some places to put up some tents and some camping. But it's a little kind of like mini resort. And then he's got a tiny little bar where he sells snacks and drinks. His wife will cook you food, sell some discs, right? It's just a very small, little humble operation. But it's got a really nice course on it, right? It's not a championship DGPT course, but I mean, it's every bit as any good park course, right? As far as just the course itself. But that's not what makes the course amazing. So when I was out there last time, I asked him, I said, how many acres of land do you have? Because the course is pretty spread out, the 18 holes. And he says, I have like half an acre. And I was like, well, wait a second, Jacob. I'm not trying to contradict you. I said, but your course is on way more than half an acre. And he says, no. He says, I own half an acre, but the course is on much more land. I said, well, like whose land is the course on? And he says, 8 or 9 of the neighbors. And I was like, they were cool with you doing that? And he said, I never asked them. Right? Okay, so your reaction was my reaction. All right? So I said the exact same thing. I said, wait a second, Jacob. So my first, I just paranoid fear that like all of a sudden, I said, well, you can't do that, Jacob. That's not your, like, and he's like, he goes, oh, no. He goes, you misunderstand. He says, my wife is Cambodian. She's from here. She said, they won't even understand the question if you ask them if you could put baskets on the land because it's land. Of course, you're going to use land that's available. Like, what do you mean get permission? Why would you need permission to put a Frisbee golf course on land. That's what the land's for, is to be used. So to the people of this community, like they might own the deed to the property, but it's community property. So out on this property, there's rice paddies where people are farming rice that are from the city that don't even own the land, but they have a rice paddy on some of these people's property, and it's been there for like 3 generations. So they just view things differently. It's like it's shared space. The idea that you would say, stay off my land, makes no sense to them. So then here's the thing. Every household is like multi-generational. That's like 3 or 4 generations. There's a dozen people in the house, but there's always going to be like 5 or 6 kids, which means the course is on land that's owned by people with 40 or 50 children total that actually own the land the course is on. So, sorry, that made this story way too long. When you go out to the course, there's like 30 kids out there following you around, and they're climbing trees to get your disc, and they're running around. Half of them are barefoot, some because they left their shoes somewhere, some of them because they don't have shoes. And they're just running out the course. They're diving into bushes, finding your Frisbees for you. But they all disc golf also. Every single kid, every last kid will play disc golf as one of their hobbies. So the course is just filled with Cambodia children. All of them play. And it's absolutely wild. And one more just quick side story on this. He's asked them, so first off, Jacob gives them all their discs. Like they don't have money for, their parents make about $1 an hour. So a disc that, with shipping would cost $30. Their parents would have to work 30 hours to buy one golf disc. So never going to happen. So Jacob obviously gives all these kids their discs. And when he started giving them their discs, he would give them a pen so they could write their name on them. And they didn't understand what the hell he was talking about, because why would they take the discs home with them? Because here's the thing. If you're a Cambodian kid, if you take your Frisbee home with you to your house, then how else can somebody else use it? It makes way more sense to just leave it on the course so some other kid or neighbor can play. So they don't even possess things in that way, because it's not that they don't possess things. They own their clothing and they own their houses. But something like Frisbees, why would you do that? Why would you actually take something home and then the neighbors don't have access to it? And so it's just everybody just shares. It's wild. So that was such a long story. I hope I didn't bore you guys with that one. But the point is, I've taught classes out there for these kids, and they hang on. I have a translator. They hang on every single word. They follow directions. Some of them have gotten pretty darn good. So it's that's the most wild experience, because they're so into it. And I'll give one more quick aside to the story. When we talk about actual poverty, not like U.S. poverty where it's I'm poor, but I have a cell phone, free school, and more calories than I need. This is actual real poverty over there. This is actual poverty. The top junior disc golfer in Cambodia, he just died of dengue fever, which there's A, a vaccine for, B, it's treatable, but because of the actual level of poverty that they live in, when he got sick, they weren't going to take him to a doctor. That costs money. And, when people get sick, they usually recover, right? You get the flu, you normally recover. So they never even took him to a doctor. They just took him home and prayed, and he died. This just happened last year. So it's a whole different world than we're used to here, but it's just incredible. Not trying to be a downer, but just trying to paint a picture of how unique it is. It's nothing it's not like America with a different language. It's this whole different universe. I can't wait to go back.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything in particular?
No, I just wanted to join you guys. I love talking to people and love talking about Frisbee golf. I get to call it Frisbee golf, even though it makes everybody mad.
You mentioned it in the book. I used to be one of those guys. You converted me. I think it makes sense. It brings it back to the origins and such too. So
did I say that it was Frisbee golf until 1983. That's when I say it became disc golf. But then I don't know if I mentioned it in the book. I use the terms whenever I'm talking about disc golf, but I'm emphasizing the fun. Hey, let's just go out and play around. I always just call it Frisbee golf. Let's go play some Frisbee golf. Because to me, that's the spirit of just playing for fun. But I would never say the Disc Golf Pro Tour is a Frisbee golf tournament, because that feels a little bit disrespectful to the competitive play, because disc golf is a competitive sport with real athletes. So I try to distinguish between those two. when I say frisbee golf or disc golf. The only other times I'll call it frisbee golf is when I see people that are kind of snooty. I'll call it frisbee golf because, like, now this is where I'm going to sound snooty, right? But in my mind, I'm like, what are you going to do? You're going to correct me? Like, I get to call it what I want, buddy. And so I'll call it frisbee golf just because I know they can't say anything.
I did have a question. 94 career wins. Are you planning 100, or is it just it'll happen when it happens?
No, it's going to happen when it happens. I haven't played age protected. I've been playing open for the past 4 years. Mm-hmm. I was out there playing before the last 4 years. I was playing mostly MP40, some MP50s, but mostly MP40. I was in my 50s, right? So when I play 40, I'm still playing up a whole division. And in 2 years out on the road, I won 70% of my tournaments. And my win count was just going up. So, like, every month I would get another several wins. But I didn't find it. I'm having way more fun playing in the open division, even though I'm having a harder time winning. So I'm probably going to get to 100 a lot slower because I don't intend to play in age protected. I don't know if I'm ever going to play age protected. I just want to play. I want to play against the best people at the event and see how I stack up. And so, like, last year, I still won. I think I won 2 tournaments in the open division. But I want to know where I stack against the best players who showed up to face me that day. And unfortunately, that's not going to lead to a huge win count. But to me, that's what I enjoy.
No, absolutely. We talk about that here. It's like tournament specific. Normally, if you play MA40, but if this tournament has a weak MA40 field, maybe you play MA1 or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I got nothing against playing age protected. I mean, I'm age. I kind of have it in my mind. I think when I turn 60, I might go to Masters Worlds once. And I think I might do that when I turn 60. Yeah. I don't know why. I just kind of have that in my mind. So maybe I'll do it once, but I don't know. And again, I'm not talking about anybody else. I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. But when I won a tournament in MP40 or MP50, but then I'm standing right next to a kid that beat me, but I'm holding a trophy that says first place, and I'm looking at the kid who shot better than me, and then my trophy said first place, and I just, in my mind, I didn't connect to that. Like, even though I totally get it, my God, I'm getting worse every year. I know I am. Like, I don't throw as far every year. Like, I'm slowing down, but I still I want to be the best person at the course that day before I get a trophy that says first place. So I'll get to 100 wins in the open division, but I would suspect not a whole lot more.
I get you. And I would say slowing down is debatable. I mean, you're on the road all the time.
No, I'm not going to slow down my life. I'm saying slowing down at my competitive level. I will never have a home. I will travel until the day I fall over. My girlfriend, too. She's a full-time nomad. She was that way before she met me. So we're full-time. We will never, ever, 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 ever have a home. That is the one thing I can say with certainty.
So if you're saying you don't really feel like you have a home here, do you have like a home course or any course that you feel any particular, kinship with or anything like that?
It's always going to be Oak Grove Park in Pasadena, California, for sure. The world's first course. That is my home course, without a doubt. That's where I learned to play. That's where my heroes adopted me. My dad died when I was 7, so I was adopted by the men of the Oak Grove Gophers, and they took on those roles with me. And so, yeah, I will always be an Oak Grove Gopher. That's the only tribe I'm probably actually like a part of. I'm not very tribal, but that would be one that I'm honored to be part of that tribe.
I think I heard you say that they might be doing some improvements on that course.
No, the plan is to try to be building out all sorts of things. And we got some plans that we haven't announced, but we got some plans to turn it into more of a history lesson. I want to do a lot more with the history of disc golf. So that's something that, in fact, I'm actually about to launch something. It's going to be a disc golf spoken word. I'm going to start doing 90-minute talks on the history of disc golf at some of these events I'm going to. That's a new thing I'm introducing here in about a month.
Well, if it's any warm-up, you did about an hour and 20 of it so far, and it went pretty well.
I appreciate that. I'll get it more polished, too. I got so much to share, but I also know that when it comes to like a performance, I know I need to tighten stuff up, but I'll get better at that format, hopefully soon. So I'm working on it. I'm still a kid. I'm only 56. I still got a lot to learn.
Absolutely. I assume you got to get going?
Guys, thank you so much for letting me come back on. I'm so sorry I missed the last one. I felt so bad.
That's quite all right.
No, it's
We
an honor.
thank you for coming on. It was
Oh no, I thank you guys so much, and then please come look me up when I come to New England. I'll be around. Come to my spoken word. You'll hear some of the stories again.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Hey, no, what? Hey, thank you all to everybody for sure. Appreciate you guys for having me. It really means the world to me. I'm flattered. Thank you.
It was good talking to you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Scott.
Thanks, guys. All right, bye-bye.
Randy, it was brutal. You missed it. Ugh.
Damn.
But it was good. You missed a good one. You should have skipped.
Who needs that last day?
I should have skipped the putting league that I run.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
that one.
of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah. That one. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But there are a couple events coming up this weekend at Riverside course in Port Jervis. Deja-Vu was postponed from Groundhog Day. It'll be this Sunday, March 1st. Deja-Vu lifted up by Elevation Disc Golf. It's a free event, 11 a.m. start. You must register in advance. Registration, just go to the UDisc page for it. You can pick your hole. I signed up for it like a month ago, so I don't even know where I'm playing. But it's one round of 27, weather permitting. You play the red layout, the white layout, then the blue layout. Join us for a fun day of disc chucking with a unique premise. Each chucker gets a mulligan on every hole with an option. That's right, you can void your mulligan if you liked your first chuck better. And if your first chuck is parked, feel free to use your mulligan for an ace run. Mulligan, courtesy of Elevation Disc Golf, new this year, all mulligan attempts must be thrown with an elevation disc. Bring your own, or if you don't have one will be provided at check-in for free. And they'll be collecting non-perishable goods, baby food, pet food, hygiene, toiletry products for the local food pantry. Shayna posted on the Facebook page, supplies needed are cereals, personal care items, toiletries, canned proteins like chicken or tuna, pet food, canned goods, non-perishable food items. Thank you.
Does anybody here own an elevation disc?
I don't know.
Oh, remember the Inceptor?
Yeah, but I have an interceptor. I think they also make the koi and maybe the golem. I might be wrong.
Oh, those discs. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the floppy.
Yeah.
Golem might be somebody else, but I'm pretty sure koi is them.
surprisingly overstable.
They've got the Interceptor, the Koi, the Binks, Arowana,
Oh, yeah.
Gecko, Nimbus 3000, I don't know, Psychic,
Those are newer than I knew about.
Screech, and Capybara. Capybara is just this past May.
Oh, that's fun. That's like $10 in the jar.
I was thinking that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a free event and you get a disc. So come on now. Who's not going to do that?
Will you share that on the Facebook, actually, so I can see it somewhere?
It's on their Riverside page. But
Riverside page? All right, I'll look it up.
Let me
Thanks.
see if I can if that's shareable.
I think I might follow that course now that I think about it. So
I'll throw a straight up link on there.
Bang.
Booyah. Registration is open for the 23rd annual FDR Foolsfest presented by Innova. PDGA B tier runs Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th for pro and age protected divisions, and on Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and 5th of April for the AM division. Alex, you're doing Foolsfest Pro, right?
I'm signed up for both.
Oh, for both. Oh, nice.
It may need to drop depending on team challenge results, but the only conflict would be New York team challenge, and there's no way Chatham Hills makes playoffs there. So we're fine.
And the Disc Cap presents the Blatnik Breeze 9, driven by Innova. That's open for general registration too, as well, right?
correct.
I know, Evan, you're playing. Randy, you're playing. Tim, you playing too or no?
If there is still snow, I probably will not. But if it clears up and it's, yeah, I know. I'm so sick of it.
Suck it up.
You know, and there's a 92% chance I play regardless because Evan.
Pat, I'm not just playing the breeze. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am. If there's snow, I'm not. But most likely,
We'll
I'm
see.
probably going to
We'll
play
see.
it. Yeah,
I'll work on him.
Yeah, I'll be there probably. I'm already moved up to 95% chance I'll be there. So.
Get excited.
All right. Then on Saturday, April 18th, the relatively new Dove Creek course will be hosting their first ever PDGA tournament. The ADK Discs presents Wing It and Sling It Open at Dove Creek, sponsored by Visit Montgomery County. It's a C tier run by Terry Hudson. All proceeds will go to Dove Creek for continued maintenance and improvement. All payouts will be handled by ADK Discs. Visit Montgomery County will be handling the players packs, which will be a to-be-determined rain jacket. Please make sure to enter your size by March 18th so you don't miss out. Any players that don't get the rain jacket will be allowed to choose between two new MVP discs via the PDGA.
I believe they're leftover Craves and Insanities from the years past, but I could
That
be
sounds
wrong.
right.
but they're beautiful stamps.
What date did you say that was?
Saturday, April 18th. Also, it says Visit Montgomery County will also be donating 2 MVP Black Hole Portal baskets to win, one during the tournament and one during the City of Amsterdam Wing Fest. The first basket will be raffled off to anyone who hits an ace on the iconic Island Hole 18. Should that not get hit, then it'll go to a throw-off in conjunction with any ace pot throw-off. If multiple people hit it, there'll be a CTP to determine the winner. They will also be raffling off a basket to any competitor that tries a wing from 3 different entrants in the Wing Fest, which will be going on until 6 p.m. at various locations around the city. There will be a map and directions to follow. Attendees will have to stay until 6 p.m. when the raffle will be conducted and the basket will be given away. Wings are typically $1 each, so $3 gets you a chance for a basket for your yard.
Go off, I guess, apparently. Jeez, they're wanting a whole event. Let's go.
Yeah. The more we support local businesses, the more they will invest. So it's going to be a 1-day, 2-round shotgun start. For any questions, check out their page on Disc Golf Scene or contact Terry of Hudson.
Go check out his new AI video about the with the giant chicken promoting it.
No, it's weird because if the way it ends, like the finals frame where it stops, it has a bunch of gibberish that aren't even words.
I know. That's what made me laugh about it.
Boo AI.
And Randy, did I see that the Helderberg Open 2 is happening?
Yep, we've pretty much finalized every detail, and discs are here, so it's happening.
That was going to be my question. You took that picture in your backyard, I'm assuming?
Front yard.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Those discs look awesome.
They look really sweet. I'm really excited.
Are we thinking of the same? I thought those were minis in the picture.
Those are full-size discs. I built a snow pile behind it to be like a background.
Oh, I thought that was like a player pack item, that they were minis. Sorry. Do they have like 2 different colors, or is that like MVP?
They're just Halo, whatever Castoplast calls them, but it's K1 Grind, which is their recycled plastic. So I assume they just have a bunch of white plastic laying around to fill in their recycled line. So they use it as like a halo effect, which I think makes sense.
Oh, looks cool. When's registration open?
Well, not till May. The tournament's in July, but we're just getting on it.
Building hype.
I'm also running Mindkill Amside this year, and then Kat is running the WGE with Kate Clay. So we are really busy for the next couple of months. So we're just getting ahead as quickly as we can.
Do you know when Mindkill Amside is?
It's the weekend after Pro.
So the 6th and 7th is Pro, so it'll be the 13th, 14th.
Yes, 13th. I was like, I don't know, now that I just applied to the PDGA for it. Yeah.
Added to my calendar.
Jamie, did you want to do a disc captain's preview?
So we're playing Diamonds on Saturday at New England Disc Golf Center. That's everything I got on it. Diamonds are, I think, 5-0 right now. So they are looking like the first seed for finals, but I'm not sure exactly where they are numbers wise or anything like that. We're looking fairly strong, but still some people haven't gotten back to me, as is tradition on our team. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. This is a team that I've been watching come through the whole system for a long time. They started up playing pool or F pool when it started, somewhere along there. So I've seen them coming for a long time. I'm excited to actually see what they're about.
Have you played here before at New England Disc Golf Center?
I have not. No, we're going to be playing Calico Creek, which is a short layout. I think it's like around 5,000 feet. Maybe it's all par threes. I think it's going to be a little bit of a field leveler for us. It's good. They've got pretty strong top end, but a short course can only help us, at least in the middle of February.
Ask them why they're closing.
They're closing because, from what I understand, the people who run the course do not own the property, which is fairly common in disc golf. Even for private courses, Salmon Falls in New Hampshire does the same thing, where the property owners just let them build the course on their property. And I guess the property owner said, okay, we're going to log our woods next week. So
yeah, that'll cause some issues.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of temp holes out there to make up for the fact that a couple of those holes in the woods on Calico Creek are going to be completely unplayable. But yeah, so this feels like the match that never ends. It's been a lot of back and forth with the other captains, but should be in the clear now. We will see what happens.
I kind of want to contact somebody or you or whoever. It's kind of weird because it's a neutral match, but I'm curious curious of the conditions before we get out there as far as like how much snow they got and what.
Yeah, there's one of the guys on the diamonds who's kind of letting us know what's going on. So we will see.
Oh, never mind. Then I will not do any of those things I just said I will do. I will wait to hear more from you.
Yeah, I was out in Boston yesterday, so I drove back through, and Springfield looked mighty fine at 4:00 in the afternoon yesterday. I think it's a little bit of a different story now.
But it's also going to be like 50 degrees at least at my house on Saturday, so kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully the snow depth matches the 50-degree feel.
You don't want to play in 18 inches of snow like we did this weekend?
It would be the 4th time I've done that, so I honestly don't care anymore.
I just wanted to go over a couple of the leagues in the last week or so. The Fence Road Farm Brewery, Dan Doyle posted stats through week 5. It looks like Craig Cutler won week 5 with a 46. I guess they're doing 10 weeks. Best 7 weeks determines the winner. Right now, your top 5, there's a tie for 5th place with 159 points. Ryan Folk and Craig Cutler. T-Boar is in 4th place with 162. Steve Brinster in 3rd with 169. Danny McCormick in 2nd with 173. And Scott Spellman with 209 points. He says they've had 40 different players in the league so far. And Eli Morgan and Ryan Folk have the hot score for the 18-round station at 15 points. I don't have results for the Northway Brewing Putting League for last week, but going into last week, Grady is in 4th place in the junior division, Jackson in 3rd, Grant in 2nd, and Granger in the lead. That's through, I want to say, like 9 weeks of 12. Did they just do week 10, Randy? Do you know?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think there's 2 left now. So, yep.
In the women's division, Kat Bemis in 4th place, Carly Calzada in 3rd, Rachel Rad in 2nd, and Caitlin Clays in 1st. And in the pro division, Joe Cairns in 4th, Jamin in 3rd, Cody Miller in 2nd, and Tyler Calzada in the lead. I think they just finished week 10, and the worst 2 scores get dropped. So there's 2 more weeks of play left. And then the other thing happened just today, the February monthly at Stony Kill. Did anybody here play?
No.
Yeah, I know. Nobody did. I got the results right here. But it looks like Millie Smith won the women's division. In the amateur division, tied for 4th, Kathleen Bemis and Peter Fitzisti. Patrick Jeffries in 3rd, Matt Beaver in 2nd, and Colm Grant, your winner at +2. And Adam Nelson topped Jay Gorsage, the Tower of Power, to win the pro division. Anybody know when the March monthly is or where?
I'm running it, darn it.
You're running it?
Yeah, so it's going to be at Blatnik. I haven't picked a date yet.
Let's go.
It'll be, kind of in preparation for Blatnik Breeze. There'll probably be some coursework days. I have no dates to say right now, but well, I'll hash everything out soon and I'll let everybody know.
I can tell you it won't be the 7th and it won't be the 21st.
It'll probably be a Sunday, realistically, so it doesn't overlap with Team Challenge.
Oh, yeah, and the 14th will be New York, so.
Pretty sure March is the busiest month for Team Challenge, so it's guaranteed going to be a Sunday.
9-pin cider, a light penultimate night at 9-pin cider league with 51 players. I think Randy Bemis felt bad about the difficulty of our course last week, as this was one of our highest average scoring nights. Tons of high scores tonight, including Joe Karen with a league record of 28 points. Only 1 week left in the season. That's tomorrow.
Yep.
If it doesn't get snowed out, is your last chance to improve your season score and try to grab some fantastic 9-pin cider prizes.
I used the same kind of bigger layout that I was able to from the previous week, but I didn't think I made it that much easier. I think the putts were about 5 feet longer in general, and still a lot of our regular high scorers did really, really well. I think I did basically the same I always do. So if you're a pretty good putter for like 25, 30 feet, it was a really good night for you. There was nothing too crazy. The obstacles weren't too nuts. So tomorrow is the last one, but probably in the future, I'll use that layout to kind of take advantage of the space a little bit better.
Is it possible that it was so difficult the week before that now it was like easy in comparison?
Everyone was just so dialed from the previous week. That might be it. We'll see. We got one more week to get a data point.
All right. Looks like Pete Fitzisti won the free league, got himself a free flight through 23 points, beat Brandon Klein by 2. In the paid league, Devin Lamke and Chris Myers tied with 20 points, got $3 each. Matt Sharp got 21 points and $10. Top 3, Josh Lee came in 3rd place, 24 points, got himself $15. Nick Cardone in 2nd at 25 points. He brought home $20. And your winner with 28 points, as mentioned before, the season record or the league record, or
I think league record, ever.
Heck yeah. That's correspondent Joe Karen brought home $25. And there was an ace. Kyle Moore got an ace. It said it was 90 feet, unseasonably warm and well lit, the conditions.
Yeah, we finally got one of those basket lights. after 3 years or however long we've been running this. And it just makes total sense. You're throwing in a parking lot at night. Why not have a light on the basket?
You haven't been to like a dollar store to get something like that?
Well, it's like a real one. It's like the clip-on like MVP one.
Oh, they've got actual lights.
Yeah. It's not. They're really nice.
We used to do the, I say dollar store. I think there might be dollar store ones where you get them one at a time. The ones you stick into the ground that are solar. You just break off the stake and set it on the basket, and it'll charge all day. And really works well in a wooded course. But we're cheap. But speaking of putting league, though, I did get a message from Mark Bryan. He said, "Hey Pat, just finished the most recent episode to answer a question Randy couldn't. When I have a tie in the free league and only one prize to award, I will usually just decide randomly with a coin flip or something for the free flight. For the free drink coupon, I award that to whoever has the lowest unique score that night. And for that, if there's a tie, I usually decide myself and give it to a kid or somebody who hasn't won something before, which means if you ever come to 9-pin, you got a good shot at winning something." Tell Mark that I do stuff on Monday nights. I can't even go to my Dubs league during the year because I come here. But no, I just thought that was funny. So do you guys want to do a quiz?
Yeah, I'm fine to do one.
You all say no after I just like
yes.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I might kick off for the night.
All right, me and Randy head to head.
Brutal.
What do we got? 2, 6? Is that? Yeah, so 2 threes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Pat, you've been killing it all night. You pick the teams.
Okay. Killing it all night. Yeah, sure. My thinking as far as teams, though, was the captains that won their New England Team Challenge match this week, no?
Oh,
sure. There you go.
Like that.
Sure.
Who won by a bigger margin? So who gets to pick first?
Evan. I think we won by 19.
All right. So do you want to go first or pick first?
I want to pick first.
Okay. So that means Alex is going first. I got to wait to write this stuff down because sometimes I do it too early. Alex, who is your first? Wait. You said pick first, right, Evan? So who's your first pick?
I want Mr. Bemis.
Yes.
Alex, who you got?
Tim? Yeah, let's go with Tim.
I was so confident.
Yeah, that was. I feel really wanted.
The way you said Tim with a question mark had a very strong Monty Python flavor. There are those who call me Tim.
It was more like he talked about the captains, and I'm like, is Tim a captain? But they're
Tim is ass cap.
I'm ass cap.
That's true. Are you all assistant captains, or is one of you an actual?
No, I'm captain. Brian Monahan is co-captain. Tim is assistant captain, but we only call him ass cap. And Justin Hickok is newly alternate captain.
And he's the assistant to the captain?
Isn't there a rule against this?
No, it's not. No.
He's the technology coordinator.
He got promoted to technology coordinator, and he stepped in as alternate captain.
You guys got more positions than a not-for-profit.
Don't get me started on Justin Hickok.
He's a nice guy.
We might start a whole couch conversation if we start talking about Justin Hitchcock. I can't even say it. There we go. I'm done. Never mind.
All right, whose pick?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to decide. Do we go snake draft? But no, we'll keep it straight up. Evan, who you got?
Corey.
Yes.
You're going to regret that.
Probably.
But we'll have fun doing it.
All right, so Alex, Tim, and Jamin, they go first. Evan, Randy, and Corey will go second.
Did anybody else expect the song to start playing?
It catches me off guard every time I'm in the car. It like spooks me.
It does the same thing every time it happens, but then like after it plays for like 2 seconds, I get that smile comes on and I get happy.
Oh yeah. No, it's great, but like that first millisecond, I'm like, whoa.
I 100% have the same exact feeling, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
All right, so Alex, Tim, and Jamin, would you like category 1, category 2, or category 3?
Oh, captain, my captain.
Let's go number 2.
All right, question 1, category 2. What was the common nickname of William M. Tweed, the 19th century American politician who famously ran the corrupt Tammany Hall political machine in New York City? What was the common nickname of William M. Tweed, the 19th century American politician who famously ran the corrupt Tammany Hall political machine in New York City?
Is that Boss Tweed?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's the first name that came into my head as well, but I have no supporting evidence.
That's all I got.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Going with Boss?
Boss Tweed.
Is the boss a disc?
I think it might be, guys.
Yep.
Just maybe.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Innova Champion Discs, August 26th, 2008. Evan, Randy, and Corey, category 1, 2, or 3.
Before we go into that, I don't remember if we talked about it before, but do we have any applesauce drinkers in the chat.
What do you mean by drinkers?
Yeah, I know what all those words mean, but what did you just ask us?
Yeah.
I'm talking like buy like one of the big containers of applesauce, like the 2 to 3 pound containers, cinnamon, of course, and you just drink out of it.
Like a jar?
No.
No, that's insane.
I have been known to take one of my children's pouches when they were occasionally like.
Okay, that's borderline close enough, but
that's kind of where my thought was. I was like, I kind of get where you're going, but not out of a jar. No.
Where is this coming from / going?
He definitely is doing it right now.
I just grabbed the jar.
No, Corey, that's crazy work.
I was thirsty and hungry at the same time. I just thought, cinnamon applesauce out the jar. Who else is going to drink out of this? It's just me here.
Your poor pancreas.
Anyways.
Well, we're obviously going to pick 3 for Dale since Scott Stokely threw out the Dale reference.
He did. I did say hell yeah after you said that too. So yeah, I think we have to go 3.
All right. Question 1, category 3. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Since replaced by lend a hand, care for the land was the slogan for what U.S. Forest Service mascot? Give a hoot, don't pollute. Since replaced by lend a hand, care for the land was the slogan for what U.S. Forest Service mascot?
Randy, you got any ideas on this one?
Oh no, we have Randy. Fuck. God damn it. It was owl something.
I know it's not Smokey the Bear. But yeah, it's got to be an owl, right? Give a hoot.
Yeah, it's right in the question. You're right.
But I don't know the name of this owl.
What if it was Woodsy?
Smokey the Owl. Woodsy the Owl sounds great.
Yeah, it does. Let's go with that.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Is the owl a disc?
Ooh. Well, Randy, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you know of anybody that has a line of bird-themed discs?
Is it Scott Stokely?
It is. It is.
This is as easy as Boss, I think. So maybe easier.
Evan, the way you just led everyone into this is just wonderful.
Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
We're going to say yes, Pat. Stokely discs.
You guys agree?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stokely disc, April 29th, 2024. Applesauce. All right.
I'm living the dream right now, baby.
Like a small part of me is jealous, but I don't want to admit that.
It sounds really good. Sorry.
Just put it in a pouch and I'm down.
Give me a little straw.
Alex, Tim, and Jamin, category 2 or category 3?
I think we need the zig.
Yeah, we got to go to 3 for this one.
Yeah.
You going with 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, question 2, category 3 in linguistics and mathematics. 1, 2, and 3 are examples of what type of number which denotes quantity rather than position or order. In linguistics and mathematics, 1, 2, and 3 are examples of what type of number which denotes quantity rather than position or order.
This would be cardinal.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the cardinal a disc?
Yeah.
I think it's a Scott
believe
Stokely
it is.
disc.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Stokely discs, February 19th, 2024. All right, so yeah, Evan, Randy, and Corey, category 2 or category 3? I think I already said it, but category 1 will be saved for a later date.
I mean, it's got to be 3, right?
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
All right, so you're sticking with 3, you said?
Yeah, straight into the hard
Yes,
one.
please.
Question 3, category 3. What term for a carefree adventure or escapade is also the first name of the actress who played Lisa Turtle in the 90s sitcom Saved by the Bell? What term for a carefree adventure or escapade is also the first name of the actress who played Lisa Turtle in the 90s sitcom Saved by the Bell?
I know both of these, so if you don't, I can say it.
I already forgot the first part. So I remember I
That's
watched
okay.
Saved by the Bell, but it was kind of early.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I'm really trying. Got nothing.
Wait, what was the first part, Evan?
Carefree escapade.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. That's even worse. Yeah, I have no idea.
I think it's Lark because the actress name was Lark Voorhees, I believe.
Wait, the actress?
Yeah, she played Lisa Turtle. She was the girl that Screech was interested in. So we're going to say Lark, Pat.
You guys agree?
Ooh, and that is a bird.
Stay tuned, bro.
Yeah, Lark.
Is the lark a disc?
We're going to say yes, Pat. It's a Stokely disc.
This was way better than the last time we had Lark. I remember getting really confused on the question, so I'm glad Evan just knew this one.
Yeah, it's a disc.
Stokely discs, October 14th, 2024. All right, it's tied at 4-4. Alex, Tim, and Jamin, category 2 or category 3?
All right. There's only 2 Stokely discs left. Or maybe there's 3. I only know of 2 more. So do we want to take those?
I mean, I think it's reasonable to try and grab those.
Okay.
Alex, always the voice of reason. I love that about him.
So sticking with 3?
Yeah, we'll stick with 3.
Yeah, stick with 3.
All right, question 4, category 3. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, the mischievous fairy Puck, who declares, "I am that merry wanderer of the night," is also known by what name? In A Midsummer Night's Dream, the mysterious fairy Puck, who declares, "I am that merry wanderer of the night," is also known by what name?
I have no idea.
I also have no idea. I have at least one guess.
I have one guess also. What's your guess, Alex?
Yeah, what's your guess?
My guess was Ren.
Oh,
Well, that's definitely a Stokely disc. So
and I like that name.
yeah, I'm good with it. I know it fits.
I should know Midsummer's Night's Dream, but I don't.
Okay, I don't. So I'm good with it because I know it's the disc.
Yep.
You guys
Sure.
agree?
Let's go for it.
Evan, Randy, and Corey.
Damn it.
In A Midsummer Night's Dream, the mischievous fairy Puck, who declares, "I am that merry wanderer of the night," is also known by what name?
Raven.
That's owl again.
Not our final answer.
Oh.
I think we read this in Mr. Conrad's class. Pretty sure it's Robin.
Ooh, I was close, though.
I don't know that is a Stokely disc, though, but I'm
Why
pretty
not?
sure that's the answer to the question. And this may not only be Stokely discs, it might just be bird discs, and there's probably a couple no's in there.
As a disc, if we get that far, but
All right, I think that's the answer anyway.
You
I'm
guys
here
agree?
for it.
yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Mr. Conrad, was it?
Mr. Conrad.
Yeah. Is the Robin a disc?
I like
We're
it. I
just
just
rolling, yes.
I don't know that it's Stokely, but I like it, yeah.
Like, is the crow a disc? Is the hummingbird a disc? Probably, of course. They all are. A robin, a blue jay? Yeah, a robin. Yeah, it's a disc.
You heard the man.
It's Robin Goodfellow, to be precise. But Stokely Discs, February 3rd, 2025.
It is.
He did say it like 4 times.
He's all over it. When?
He said he's like, oh, Connor's throwing a robin, and he likes it. He did say it. So
I'll have to listen.
yeah, you will.
All right. That was a steal. So would you guys like category 2 or 3? Evan, Randy, and Corey.
What do you guys think? I think
Randy likes
birds, like
birds.
let's take them.
Dude, I haven't known any of these. Let's keep going.
Randy, get
I
excited.
knew owl. I'll take that.
But you also tried to use it twice.
Merry Wanderer of the Night. Owl again.
All right. Question 5, category 3. The old nursery rhyme, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, is traditionally used to count what black and white bird? The old nursery rhyme, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, is traditionally used to count what black and white bird?
Randy, hopefully this is just like a softball for you.
Hold on. I'm just like blanking on the bird. I'm picturing it. Magpie?
That popped in my head, but I'm not a bird guy, so
Are
I
they
don't
black
know.
and white? Or they just straight up black?
Yeah, they're definitely black and white.
And it seems like a kind of bird that would be associated with nursery rhymes. I like it.
Canada goose, they're kind of black and white.
I don't like that.
That was a fun one. No. Yeah, magpie sounds right.
You guys agree?
Yeah, I'm on board.
Is the magpie. It is.
Nice.
Yay.
That's another like mainstream bird that I'm not super familiar with. But I'm not a bird guy, but
They're like everywhere else. Like, they aren't on the East Coast.
Oh,
They're
so
like a
that's
really
why.
cool bird that's just like
Do they sound
Western.
cool?
Sure. They're like crows.
I'd
They're
say they're
basically
smart.
just crows.
They're smart.
Yeah, they're really
Are
smart.
they corvids?
They are, yeah.
Oh, nice. I
They
just
have
learned that
long
word.
beak.
We can't list more birds, but I'd love to talk about corvids for like an hour.
All right.
So it is a disc then.
We think so.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Stokely Discs, December 16th,
Well.
2024.
There's 5, Tim. What's the next one going to be?
Well, I know there's 2 more now, so apparently there are at least 7.
And he probably said them, didn't he?
He did. He said both of the ones I'm thinking in my head, so there's at least 7.
All right. Alex, Tim, and Jamin. You got question 2 in category 2 or question 6 in category 3?
I like question 2.
Yeah, I'm feeling like question 2.
Yeah, let's go.
You guys agree? All right. Question 2, category 2. What alphanumeric name precedes X-Men United in a 2003 film? What alphanumeric name precedes X-Men United in a 2003 film?
So X2 or X3?
Wait. I'm not understanding the question.
So there's a thing, and then X-Men United is the like subtitle of the movie.
Okay.
And I can't remember if that's X2 or X3.
For some reason, I'm blanking.
It sounds like you still don't understand.
I still don't understand.
It's
but
big of you to admit that.
There's a colon.
these are too many words that I don't get, but X2 is way better than X3, so let's go with X2.
Do I remember these movies enough to actually remember that
How old are you?
I am 30?
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember timeline wise.
Nightcrawler is X2, the opening scene where he goes through and kills everyone or knocks everyone out inside the White House. That's
Right.
X2.
Now, look at the calendar on the wall. How old were you when you watched that?
I was a senior in high school.
I think X3 is The Last Stand.
I graduated in 03.
There you go. So that would be X2, right?
I think X2 is the right answer because I think X3 was The Last Stand or something like that.
Oh, Alex, you're 100% right. It is called The Last Stand. Right. I did not know X2 was called United, though.
I'm not 100% on if it is that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on X3, so I'm pretty sure we can go X2.
Yes, let's go X2.
Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the X2 a disc?
Oh, my God.
Okay. This has to be, because last time we screwed up the Prodigy, it has to be, right?
Well, 2 is just way too early not to be 1.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I feel good about X2 as yes.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Prodigy Discs, April 3rd, 2017.
You guys got to turn in your nerd cards.
What are you talking about? I knew the exact
way too
speed and
long.
everything. I know. Well,
I know. I'm just busting your balls.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he said he was a senior in 2003. He didn't graduate till 2007, but he was a senior in 2003. All right. Evan, Randy, and Corey, your update to 6. What category would you like? Question 3 and 2 or question 6 and 3?
So they could get 6 based on knowing what I know. At least one more Stokely disc, and I think Tim does too, and there might be another one, so that could help them there. But they could go for that, get it wrong, and we steal it.
3.
So maybe we go to 2. I don't know. What do you think?
3.
Category 3, birds.
Yeah.
All right, bird time.
All right, final question, category 3. William and Susanna White gave the first English child born in New England what first name from the Latin for foreign? William and Susanna White gave the first English child born in New England what first name from the Latin for foreign?
Randy, this is your question on so many levels.
Birds, New England.
New England?
You weren't here, Randy. He even referenced like Boston, and the only course he played around us was like he said, "Oh, it's near Boston."
He said Buffinville, right?
Buffinville Dam, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not that close to us. Like right now, I mean.
No, he didn't. He went to Warwick and did a couple clinics, but he's never really played any of the courses around. I was planning on spending a lot more time on that, but it was like, oh what are you going to do?
Yeah, he didn't have much to say there.
I'm gonna be honest.
the other
I don't know the answer right now.
Okay, the other disc I know that is a Stokely disc is called Wren, WREN, which feels like it could be the name that some English people would give to a child back then.
I don't
The
hear
Latin's not ringing a bell for me, like the foreigner.
I don't really know Latin, so I'll take your word for that. Trying to think if he mentioned any other discs that, like he said, James Proctor threw one and liked it. That might have been the Robin, though.
Isn't he retired?
I don't know.
Yeah, now he is. I think.
Cardinal Lark Robin Ran. That's my best guess, just because it's I'm
Just from the
97% sure it's a Stokely disc.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Same.
Okay,
Go
all right.
Wren.
We'll go with Wren.
Alex, Tim, and Jamin. William and Susanna White gave the first English child born in New England what first name from the Latin for foreign?
The only one that's still in my head is Peregrine.
That's the only one. I was on mute, but the only other Stokely disc I know is Peregrine.
Same. Yeah.
You guys agree?
All right, good talk. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Sorry. I tried to hit the mute button again, but I realized my fucking mute button's broken, so I just coughed. Sorry.
No, like nobody had anything else to add. So
no, I got nothing.
No, let's go for it.
I always have nothing.
Is the Peregrine a disc?
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go with a yes.
Yes, it is.
Stokely Discs, December 2nd, 2024. And we are tied with 4 questions to go. That was a steal, though, right? So it's your question, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
The problem I had is I've already used every one of these discs. So I wanted to avoid bird questions if I could. And I wanted to make them more difficult because I figured you'll know the categories, so it's in your head kind of thing. All right. Question 3, category 2. Played in Detroit in 2006. Which Super Bowl saw the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Seattle Seahawks 21-10? Please answer in Roman numeral. Played in Detroit in 2006. Which Super Bowl saw the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Seattle Seahawks 21-10? Please answer in Roman numeral.
Wait, was this one
Okay,
46? Is it just XXX?
Yeah. Wait, we just had a very basic one. This was 60, so that would have been 40, right? So XL?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be...
I like that. That's a Discraft disc.
Yeah, that tracks.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the XL a disc?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I've
Yes,
been
it is.
told.
I think I had it's what the Passion's based off of, right? Isn't that what she started it with, was the old XL?
I have no idea, but it's definitely
Okay.
a disc.
I'll just be nerded out on that. My own.
I am happy going yes.
Discraft, April 3rd, 1998.
Nice.
Back in the lead. Evan, Randy, and Corey, question 4, category 2. Because of its distinctive twin boom design and silent speed, the German Luftwaffe nicknamed which Lockheed World War II fighter the Gabelschwanz Tuffel, or fork-tailed devil. Because of its distinctive twin boom design and silent speed, the German Luftwaffe nicknamed which Lockheed World War II fighter the Gabelschwanz Tuffel, or fork-tailed devil.
Do we really have a World War II aircraft question right now?
Yeah.
Like
After
Randy,
a Shakespeare question,
did you
too.
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, do you have one in mind?
No.
Jeez.
Damn,
It's letters and numbers.
Luftwaffe sounds familiar, but a World War II twin hull, what you said?
Is it
Maybe?
clear from the question that it's one of their own planes, or is it a
No, I
name they
think
had
it's
for
an American plane.
a allied
Yeah, it's an
plane?
American plane.
Yeah, I think it's an Allied plane.
A Lockheed
Because
Martin
I think
plane.
Lockheed's an American company,
Yeah.
or at least an Allied company, I guess.
What's the category? We had X2 and XL, but the first answer was boss.
That is a great question, actually.
Thank you. All right, well, I don't want to say a bunch of plane names. I don't know that many, but
I think let's get a reread, if for no other reason than to hear Pat say Luftwaffe again.
yeah, I'm on for that.
All right. Because of its distinct twin boom design and silent speed, the German Luftwaffe nicknamed which Lockheed World War II fighter the Gabelschwanz, I just like saying Schwanz, the Gabelschwanz Tuffel or fork-tailed devil.
Twin boom and silent
Lockheed.
speed.
That's an American company, right?
Lockheed is an American company.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head was like Spitfire.
I feel like we had that one.
I know. That's probably why.
2 months ago.
All the planes I'm thinking of are too new, like SR-71 and B-52.
Oh, no. You're still thinking of X-Men.
Yeah.
All right, just pick a Prodigy disc then.
Oh, are they what?
Just like F2 or something.
Whatever you think. Spitfire is all I came up with in my head, and I don't think that's right.
Spitfire was like a fighter, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know what twin boom means in an airplane, though, to be honest.
I think it's got like two long tails kind of thing. I can picture kind of what shape it is, like not ducktails.
Warthog.
Yeah, I know.
No,
what
what's
you're saying. Not that I know the name of the plane, but the tails make sense.
So Warthog?
After all that, Warthog?
No, that's the
Halo?
A10. No, I guess it's Randy. You pick. I don't know. We're out of time.
I got nothing. X3.
Fuck. Okay.
Going to X3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex, Tim, and Jamin, because of its distinctive twin boom design and silent speed, the German Luftwaffe nicknamed which Lockheed World War II fighter the Gabelschwanz Tuffel or fork-tailed devil.
I have absolutely no idea.
None at all.
Yeah, nothing. What's the fork tail? I have no idea.
I feel like I can picture it, but that doesn't matter at all because I don't know any plane at all.
Yeah, Spitfire was a fighter. I think it was a fighter. I don't think it had twin tails anyway. You could just go like B-52 or something like that. I'm pretty confident it's...
Wait, what did Eric randomly guess that one? Well, not randomly, but he threw out that was like a B-25. Is that what he guessed that one time? Do you want to just say B-25 and just let it go, even though that's not what it is? Just in honor of Eric.
I don't remember what he said, to be honest. So if you're feeling good about B-25, I mean...
I like it.
I have yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, B-52 was the only thing that was in my head, but I don't trust that either. So
Going with B-25?
B-25.
let's do it.
Bingo. No, P-38 Lightning. We were looking for P-38 Lightning. Thanks, Eric. He's not on, so he won't listen anyway, so it doesn't matter. We can say whatever we want.
And there's a
shit.
Shakespeare question, too, which he probably would have known.
Is the Lightning a disc?
Lightning Discs, January 1st, 1984. Final round, 10-8. Alex, Tim, and Jamin. Question 5, Category 2. In the DC Comics universe, Jenny Ognatz is the granddaughter of Barry Allen and a member of the Legion of Superheroes. By what two-letter speedster codename is she known? In the DC Comics universe, Jenny Ognatz is the granddaughter of Barry Allen and a member of the Legion of Superheroes. By what two-letter speedster codename is she known?
Oh, I can see her.
I can't. I am not familiar with this character.
What, do you got a poster on your wall?
Yeah, back in the day, I used to have a poster on my wall of her.
That's a deep cut.
Back when he graduated in 2007.
Yeah, 2007 grad. I put it on the ceiling so I could look at it all the time. Crap, what is her? I bet you Evan knows this too.
2 letters, huh?
Yeah, I know that. Oh crap, I know this.
Is it like a duplicate letter?
No, it's two. No, it's definitely no. It's not like XX or AA or anything. No, it's two separate ones.
Is the first letter X? Do you know?
It could be. Let me think about that. If it starts X. Oh, maybe it might be XS.
That's what I was thinking. I think that is another Discraft disc.
Okay, I think it might be XS. Is it that I know I can picture her. She had like white and blue, and I don't know. I can picture her, but yeah.
It kind of sounds like a word, too. Excess.
All right. Let's do it.
You guys agree?
Sure.
Is the excess a
I
disc?
think so. I think it's from that same era.
I have no idea. We'll go with
Sure.
Jamin. Yes.
Yeah, let's go with yes.
Discraft, September 4th, 2000. That seals the victory.
No, not yet. We need this. This could be the rare double Jeopardy round. Go
Yep,
for it.
exactly. Final question for Evan, Randy, and Corey. Question 6, category 2. Introduced by Roundtrees in 1935 and now produced by Nestle, what chocolate bar is known for its unique bubbly texture created by aerating the chocolate during the manufacturing process? Introduced by Roundtrees in 1935 and now produced by Nestle, what chocolate bar is known for its unique bubbly texture created by aerating the chocolate during the manufacturing process?
Damn it. I know this.
Say it.
Yeah, if you know it, say it. No, is it the 100 grand?
What?
I don't think
That's not the one I was thinking of.
airy with that. That's like pure caramel and stuff inside.
It's caramel inside, but isn't the top all like bumpy?
Yeah, but you know what the one I'm talking about, Randy?
But is that more of a crisp?
No, I
rice
think it's like
thing?
the actual chocolate just has like air in it.
The Nestle. It's like a blue wrapper. Like,
Not Nestle Crunch.
Not crunch.
I was thinking
That's,
Nestle.
that's
like
rice.
rice
That's got
in it.
Rice Krispies in it.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of the crunch, though. You got me on
Which
that
might
one.
be the same thing that's going on with the 100 grand. Bubbly texture on top, aerated chocolate. Sounds like a ripoff. They're putting more air in your chocolate.
Yeah.
That's exactly what nougat is. They just aerate different candies and put it in chocolate, and it makes it way cheaper. Like a Milky Way is like mostly air.
This is
Like
a Mitch Hedberg joke.
The whipped cream cheese.
That's right.
We're getting into the weeds.
It's like,
I have no other guess than 100 grand because it's bumpy on top. I don't even think we need to hear it again. But if you guys have something else,
no, you're right.
free to
Yeah,
take
no,
it.
you're right. Yeah, 100 grand. Don't even need to hear it again.
I hate it.
Okay,
guys
thank
agree?
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex, Tim, and Jamin,
Ooh,
introduced by
great.
Roundtrees in 1935 and now produced by Nestle, what chocolate bar is known for its unique bubbly texture created by aerating the chocolate during the manufacturing process?
No idea, but I want to say whatchamacallit because the last tournament I played was one of Jeff's.
Okay. I have no idea. Nothing even comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the category, and like Three Musketeer kind of made sense, but that's just nougat. So I don't really know.
I thought for sure Alex was going to say, looking at a list, the top 100 bubbly chocolate bar.
Let's just go with Three Musketeers. I mean, that's what Randy just said was that's what nougat is aerated stuff. So
All right. Three Musketeers. Like us.
You guys agree?
Sure.
Aw.
I tried really hard there, guys.
I know.
You guys agree? Not with the Musketeers thing, but with the answer, Three Musketeers.
Sure.
I agree with whatever makes Tim not cry.
We were looking for the Arrow. The Arrow.
Oh.
Innova Champion Discs, June 1st, 1983.
Never heard of it. The candy, not the, or chocolate, not the.
So we got Boss, X2, XL, P38 Lightning, XS, and Arrow. Does anybody know what those all have in common?
Are they all DC characters like number 5 was? I don't know.
Nope.
They were all discs used to establish world distance records.
Oh, shit. Well done, sir.
That's a good one.
And they were all yeses tonight,
You know,
boys.
what's funny? When the boss was a yes, I almost said, I'm like, oh, I watched, who set the record with the boss there?
Two people.
Wiggins.
Wiggins. I watched Wiggins chuck like 50 bosses off the tee at Wilcox there into the pond.
Yeah, well, Simon says he threw further that day, but they just lost it.
Yeah, that's true.
He broke the record with a boss before that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago in the desert.
He did it with the X-Clone as well. I could not find a question for that.
Okay.
So congratulations, Alex, Tim, and Jamin.
The Three Musketeers.
Stop trying to make Three Musketeers a thing.
I won't. I'm done.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Any birthdays coming up?
Greg Hill's coming up. On the
We got
23rd.
Jimbo Jet from Mindkill.
Rob Valecki, Dave Gross, both coming up in the next week or so.
Wait, didn't AB just have a baby? That's an
Yeah.
actual birthday.
He did.
That is an actual birthday. That is
Right?
true.
Yeah,
Yes.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamin, Evan, Corey, Alex, Tim, Randy, and thanks again, Scott Stokely, for coming on. And suit up.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, man.
Ryan, what's the lag like on this conversation we're having?
The lag? About six hours. You guys are in ET and I'm like GMT or something. -4? I have no idea.
What's it like, 1:30?
It's 1:28 a.m.
Oh, yeah. And you're still up, or have you slept at all?
No, I'm still up. So you get my drunk reactions in real time. It's great.
Did anything exciting happen today, Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The United States of America won a fucking gold medal, baby. First time
Hell yeah.
in 46 years at the hockey arena in Milan. It was incredible. Oh my God.
So when did you get there?
Last Sunday.
What games did you go to leading up to today?
Oh man. So like, I don't know, 24 months ago or something.
Mm.
I signed up for the lottery to get a chance to buy these goddamn tickets. And so we like rushed to get them. And of course it was like European time when we got them. So it was like 3 a.m. And we just rushed and just Ticketmaster style, like beat all the bots. And we got the gold medal tickets. And then we went and we got the second batch. We got like all the semifinals and the quarterfinals. So we went to, I don't know, 4 games. And then we went to the gold medal game. So pretty much all hockey. And then we put in some speed skating as well on Saturday, which was pretty sweet. So we saw both US and Canada quarterfinals, which were incredible. And then on, I don't know, Friday, we saw both of the semifinal matches as well, which were also US, Sweden, and then Canada and I think Czechia or Slovakia. I can't even remember at this point. but it was wild. Incredible hockey for sure.
Was it the quarterfinal that the U.S. didn't score until like 2 minutes left, and then they won in overtime, like a few minutes into overtime? Was that the quarter?
You know, Pat, you're gonna have to cut all of this.
No, it's fine. It was the first elimination match, and I'm thinking Ryan went all the way out there, and they might get booted immediately. So,
I know. Well, that was like the nerves that I had the entire time. Right? It was like, we bought all these tickets, and there's like a very good chance that they don't end up making it, even out of the quarterfinals. And of course, in the semifinals, they got like the toughest opponent in Sweden too. Canada kind of had a cakewalk with I don't know, whoever they had, Slovakia or something like that, or Czechia. But for the U.S., it was like, holy crap, it's gonna be a tough match.
Canada almost lost that too.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Canada, I mean, they didn't really show up until the goddamn gold medal game. They were absolutely incredible tonight. They were firing on all cylinders, and really it was just Hellebuck that kept the US in the game the whole time. The US came in and it was going to be, you thought that they were going to come in with the best defensive, pairs out there and clearly the best goaltending, but you thought that would be enough, but Canada's forwards, man, they were just insane. It was just like an onslaught. It was super stressful, I'll tell you that much.
were you at the game where, what was it, the U.S. was wearing white?
Yeah, that was US and Slovakia. It was like white and blue, or
Yeah, white with
White
blue
and
shoulders,
blue,
with
right.
blue and white shoulders. It was ridiculous.
Yes, it was absolutely terrible. Now, what did it look like on TV?
Exactly, absolutely terrible. But how was the venue? I imagine you've been to several Rangers games, so what was it
Yes.
like in comparison?
Oh man, I'm trying to think of like what I would compare it to. Like a step up over the arena at RPI in Troy. So
Houston Fieldhouse.
the field house, yes. There you go, Evan. You been there before? Have you seen? You saw an Engineers game or two?
Several. We used to, yeah, absolutely. My parents were season ticket holders. I used to skate there when I was a kid for youth hockey.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it definitely felt like it felt like 13,000 people. It was a good arena. The outside was beautiful. It had like these 3 big tiers with like LED, text on the outside going around, kind of like the Sphere, but a little more janky. I mean, the arena inside was nice. Like you didn't feel like the place was half finished, which it really was. Like when you go up the escalators, there's like freaking wires hanging down from the bare concrete and everything. But for the most part, it was finished. The ice was apparently good, which is good for for the players. But definitely, it was a rush job. You could tell the food and beverage situation was not good. And I value my beer selection.
Especially those morning beers.
Especially breakfast beers for team challenge matches, Randy.
Hey, you played good that day, all right?
It's true. It's true. But yeah, all they had was Corona. It was sad. I don't know what happened, but Peroni obviously lost out in the bid for the for the sponsorship, which is kind of sad. But yeah, it was fine. It was a decent arena.
So you said your flight was canceled?
Yeah, I've just spent the last 2 hours trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to get home. It's not looking good.
Is it because of the storm?
Yeah, the storm. No, yeah, absolutely. Like, basically everything to the Northeast is canceled out of Milan, and you can imagine that there's probably thousands of people trying to get back to the Northeast right now. And so I think I'm going to Belgium and then home over the course of 25 hours. So looking forward to that. And I'm stuck in Milan for an extra night.
Doesn't sound too terrible.
I just feel bad for my dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, breakfast beers and waffles when you hit Belgium. So.
There you go.
What else did you do? I mean, what do you do while you're there?
Let's see. Well, we ate a lot of pasta. You can imagine.
Had you been there before?
No, never. I've been to Venice, but never Milan.
I know it's Alex's favorite soccer team. So.
Oh, really? Which one? Inter or AC?
Both. He loves them both, right, Alex? No, I don't. He doesn't root for either of them. It's just a running joke.
What's your real favorite football team, Alex?
Arsenal.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Also had a good win today. Gotta admit, it was a 4-1 over Spurs, but I gotta admit the gold medal game was the more fun game to watch.
Well, that and is it even fair? Wembayama is way too tall to be playing soccer, so
yeah,
and beating the Spurs is not that big of an accomplishment,
right?
I'm sorry, you were saying what else were you doing while you were there?
Walked around a bunch. We went to all the different Olympic exhibitions that they had. So we were staying on like the Olympic Boulevard. So there's all the vendors, like, or all the sponsors have little like exhibits and stuff. So we went to like sorry, I absolutely have no voice after screaming USA for 4.5 hours.
That's quite all right.
Omega had like this little like timekeeping exhibit, which is pretty cool. So I got to sit in a bobsled and stuff, which is pretty neat. Ate a bunch of food, walked around, had a bunch of great cocktails. What else did we do? We went to speed skating. So we went to the mass start. Did anybody watch that by any chance?
I watched the first race where he came in first in one of the sprints, and then he came in second in one of the sprints.
Okay.
I didn't see the second run. Had to walk the dogs, but I didn't see the finals. I didn't know if that was live either because I only woke up this morning for like the last 5 minutes or so of the hockey game and then overtime.
Yeah. Oh man.
I rewatched that today.
Okay. Yeah.
On the replay because I don't go to sleep until like, that game started. So.
Yeah, you said it was going to be rough. trying to get up at 8 a.m.
I wasn't setting an alarm, that's for sure. Did that guy end up medaling in that or no? The U.S. guy.
Yeah. So the mass start's interesting. So they do 16 laps, and then they have like these 3 sprint laps where if you finish first, second, and third in the sprint, you get like 3, 2, and 1, or 5, 3, and 1, or whatever the points are.
Yeah, 3, 2, and 1. Yep.
Yep, exactly. And so in the semifinal, it's basically like they have 2 heats of 16, and then the top 8 from each go into the final. And so some of the strategy was if you just won one of the sprints, you were basically guaranteed to be in 8th and make it your way into the final. So on the U.S. side, the 2 competitors, Greta and Mia on the women's, and then Ethan and Jordan Stolz on the men's side, the 2 of them, Ethan and Greta, they were basically just trying to make their way into the finals so that they could help their better teammates medal. And so Greta did. She ended up coming in like 6th or 8th because she won a sprint. And then Ethan ended up coming in 9th. So he wasn't able to make it into the finals. But even despite that, Jordan Stolz, once you're in the finals, it doesn't matter if you win any sprints. It's just you got to come in first, second, or third because that's where all the points are. And so Jordan came in 4th. He was like right behind the guy that got the bronze there, which is pretty wild. But then in the women's, Greta was basically like trying to help Mia win and was like going to the head of the peloton, which is like the big slinky line of skaters, to make it easier for Mia to conserve her strength. And then boom, right at the end, she like started sprinting as soon as the other two did, and she ended up getting the bronze, which is pretty exciting. So we saw a bronze medalist there. Surprisingly, the Netherlands, apparently excellent speed skaters. Like there was like 1,000 orange jerseys and like hoodies out there, like all these Netherlands people, because they actually ended up, both of them got gold in men's and women's. So who knew? Who knew?
Yeah, right.
So that was cool. Did any of you guys watch the game this morning? Who got up for it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was great.
Nice. Marchand didn't play too much. Oh no, he's not a Bruin anymore. He's down in Florida, anyways.
No, I still keep an eye on him though. But no, he didn't get a lot of playing time. There was a lot of Bruins in today's game though. Pretty happy to watch.
Yeah. McAvoy, he did all right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just saw Crosby was out. Do we know why that he was out?
Yeah. So
I think he has bursitis or something. Your honest opinion, would he have made a difference?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, at the end of the day, like the reason that the U.S. won was mostly, I'd say first off, their goalie, 100%. Like Connor Hellebuck was outstanding this entire tournament. Like he's gotten a lot of heat because like he plays for the Winnipeg Jets, not your Jets, Tim, my Jets as well, but the Winnipeg Jets. Who have had an equally frustrating, last decade or so. And, he hasn't really shown up in the playoffs when they've needed him. And then in the Four Nations last year, which was like the, pseudo Olympics with just the US, Canada, Sweden, and Finland, he didn't have a great tournament. There were a couple games where he let in more than 2 or 3 goals. And this entire tournament, he was just absolute nails. He must have only let in like 5 goals the entire tournament or something like that. Crosby, is one guy going to make a difference there to beat Hellebuck? I'm not sure. But also, I think the U.S., the penalty kill was perfect the entire tournament.
The 5-on-3? That was crazy.
Yeah, and the 5-on-3 kill there. And the craziest thing about that, too, to bring it back to the Rangers, like I love to do. The 2 guys they brought from the Rangers, Vinny Trocheck and JT Miller, they're not like your offensive superstars. They're literally like they were there just to go out and kill penalties and eat up minutes and play great defense. And they did. At the end of the day, they did their job. And so, could Crosby have made a difference? Maybe. Because, I mean, when it came down to it, it was overtime. It was that close, But the whole 3-on-3 overtime though, instead of 5-on-5, like you would have in a Stanley Cup final, it's rough. It's rough to win on a 3-on-3 versus a 5-on-5. But honestly, I thought that kind of favored Canada because they've got the high flying forwards and everything. But at the end of the day, Jack Hughes seals the deal. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I've never heard like a louder arena. Like seriously, I've heard lots of groans at Jets games, but
actually watching the goal go in, I was wondering where's that Fox puck tracker thing, the streak that they used to have, because I didn't see it go in. I had to wait till the replay.
No, I was watching with my dad, and both of us were like, we saw the goalie turn his head, but we didn't see it go in until like 5 seconds later.
Well, yeah. Now, what's going to be funny is like, the Canadians, they're gonna hem and haw about why this happened. And, oh my God, they were the better team. And, forgetting that a goaltender's part of the team,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if you're Canada, I don't know why you go with Binnington. You had Thompson ready to go. Is that something that Binnington should have saved? Maybe, I don't know. There could be a lot of questions for Canadians.
Canada missed like a half open net with like a couple minutes left in regulation too. That like just completely botched.
Was that the Celebrini? So it's funny because
I can't
like
remember who it was, but he missed left just by a mile. It was terrible.
Yeah, I can't wait to like watch the game on like the NBC replay because I had decent seats. We were like in the second tier, but in the first row. But you're tracking the numbers and everything. But I don't have Kenny Albert in my ear telling me exactly what's going on. So it's going to be interesting to rewatch it for sure.
I always find it interesting with especially the Olympic format where it's gold, silver, and bronze. If either the US or Canada didn't make it to the gold medal game, it's like, are they even going to win the bronze? Because it takes so much out of them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying with that?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. Unless you're Finland, because like they've gotten medals in like the last like 5, I think, where there's been NHL players. But I think they cared. They were amped up playing against Canada for sure. And they were super depressed when they lost.
And then they won 6-1 over Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia, they kind of punched above their weight, I think. They had a couple of guys like Slavkovsky and I think Nemec is the other one that like just like played out of their minds, but it just wasn't sustainable. And even their goalie, Hlavai, he played well, but he got pulled in that semifinal game and just never really recovered. But they played well. But yeah, Finland, they're great. They're incredible defensive structure. I think they're basically just like the U.S. is basically Finland like on crack because they've got the same structure but a little bit more offensive firepower and better goaltending. I could talk about the fan experience, like all these spectators. Oh my God! So first off, Canada was like they outnumbered the U.S. like 8-2. It was wild. Like Canada showed up in force. Emily and we like overheard somebody on the train, like a group of Canadians, complaining about the fact that like they don't have a good chant. They're like, yeah, what do we say? Is it like, let's go Canada or Canada? And they're just like, but the USA, they're just so loud and they have that chant and it's so good. USA.
It's just 3 letters, man. It's simple.
And we love to do it.
And we love to do it.
I was watching a thing on the Miracle on Ice a couple weeks back, and apparently that's where the USA chant started, was that Olympics.
No way.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing before then.
Well, that was
That's
here too,
wild.
right? Wasn't that Lake Placid?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
They should say "Oh Canada" over and over again. You got 3 syllables. Oh Canada.
No, they should say,
4.
sorry, eh?
Oh, you're right. That is 4. I'm not good with words.
Oh, of course. Sorry, Tim.
I've seen some stuff on the social medias about, these are a bunch of pros. This is not as big a deal as 1980, but it's been 46 years.
Oh, I think it's huge. If you zoom out and think about it, it's been, 12 years since NHL players have competed in the Olympics. And so you've got like literally an entire generation of players that, grew up watching the Olympics and didn't have an opportunity to play. I mean, there's going to be players that should have, wore a US or a Canada jersey, but never got the opportunity. Like Stamkos, I think is one. Like Steven Stamkos, incredible player. Never got to wear the red, which is absolutely a shame. But it's also like a big reflection on how great the USA Hockey Development Program has been. We have the best goalies compared to Canada. We have the best defensemen compared to Canada. So it's like a big reflection on how big and impressive like the US program has been as well. So, and I mean, it's best on best. It's wild. You know what frustrates me, Pat? Like, I'm curious in your take on this. If you're an NHL owner, they don't want players going to the Olympics because they don't want them to get injured. But like this has to do so much more for the sport, right? Like in terms of like eyes, viewership, interest, like those are like, money signs in your eyes. It's wild that they're that like short-sighted,
Well, the World Baseball Classic is starting up next month.
Okay.
There's been a few players who aren't able to play in the World Baseball Classic because of insurance.
Wow.
Who got injured? What was that? 7-8 years ago? It was a pitcher, right?
The Mets closer,
Yes.
Edwin Diaz, celebrating, jumping up and down,
Yes.
tore his ACL or something. He was out for the season.
Yep.
It's sports, man. Stuff's going to happen. But Francisco Lindor can't play for Puerto Rico because of insurance. And then Bad Bunny offered to pay for it. But then he went ahead and broke that hamate bone or whatever in his hand. So he couldn't play anyway. And this is, the World Baseball Classic is compared to the Olympics. You're talking, it's like oranges and mandarin oranges. It's the same type of thing, but it's not as good. Some old oranges or some
blood oranges
or something. Yeah, there you go. I don't know my oranges, but it's the same thing, but it's on totally different levels.
Mhm.
But you get a lot of hesitancy. I wonder if the Dodgers are going to let
Right.
Diaz pitch. I mean, since the last time he did it, he missed the season. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just like it seems short sighted because you got people looking up like who the hell are the Kachuk brothers, the Hughes brothers. It's like you're gonna get fans for life out of this. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
I mean, and even the Four Nations thing went over pretty well.
yeah. What's funny about that is like people kept on saying like, oh, this is how you should do an all-star game. Like the NHL got it right, and it's like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the NBA stole it, and it
Yeah,
actually worked.
right.
It was
It
competitive
worked.
this year.
Yeah,
I mean, there were
exactly.
27 people in the stands, but it still worked.
Yeah.
I think the owners also think that, people are going to watch the Olympics, but there's not a lot of carryover from it. The last time I watched a full hockey game before the Olympics was the last Olympics.
Yeah.
You do get name recognition, though, because I must have heard Eichel a bunch of times.
I feel like you'll get some people that are interested in the season. And it's good timing, too, right? Because it's, 2 months before the playoffs. A lot of the guys that played that had big tournaments are going to be hopefully in the playoffs, like Quinn Hughes, Minnesota, they're going to make it. Like there's hopefully some interest. We'll see.
What about those Canadian jerseys? I wasn't a big fan with the black leaf.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly it didn't work. So they're all going to go back and burn them.
I thought maybe black jersey with you got to keep the leaf red.
Well, what's funny? They had black jerseys that they just didn't end up wearing. U.S. could have borrowed them for that Slovakia game. It would have been nice. Could have saw them on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, it could be white also, but black, that just, man.
Yeah.
Just reminds you how miserable this winter's been.
Amen. And continues to be.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I'd love to go home tomorrow, but apparently I'll be back on Wednesday.
I don't want to I know it's like 2:00 there.
It is.
Anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, just Randy. I'm not going to be able to make the Mind Kill v. Geralman match in March. And I'm sorry.
All right. It's your fault if we lose.
That's all I got. Pat, feel free to cut whatever you want or take it all.
Yeah.
I think you forgot to record the whole thing, actually.
Oh, I forgot to record, Ryan.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Probably for the best.
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate that. That was kind of cool. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And like I said, I didn't tell any of these guys.
Well, thanks for entertaining Ryan's hockey 20 minutes.
USA.
You
got a Ryan's quick hockey minute about the Rangers?
Oh, God. It's just so depressing. Ooh. Yes, I have a minute. They sent out a letter. I mean, if you rewind it back 3 seasons ago, we won the President's Trophy. And then all of a sudden, the Rangers stopped caring about winning. And Drury finally decided to blow it all up, traded some people away. And, it's going to be a depressing at least 3 years is my guess right now. I wore my my Trocheck jersey to all 3 of these games that I attended in Milan, and he's probably going to be in Minnesota Wild in about 3 weeks. So it's depressing, but they've got some youth, they've got some draft picks. Over the last decade, they've had a lot of fun, right? Couple conference final appearances, and at this rate, they've depleted a lot of their prospect and draft capital, and so they say it's a retool, but to me, they don't have enough cookies in the cabinet for a retool.
They would have had to have a tool before they retooled.
Right, exactly. They got a screwdriver and it's only a flathead. They don't have a Phillips,
Yeah,
It's going to be a rough couple of years, but, you hope that like Gabe Perreault and Igor and Fox stick around and, maybe Cooley. We hope that some of the core sticks around, but like I don't see a bright future unless they get lucky. I mean, it's possible that Drury makes some incredible deals with like some of the capital he has. Like Trocheck is, especially after this Olympics performance, like contributing to that 100% penalty kill. Like he's going to be worth a lot of assets, hopefully in this upcoming trade deadline. But it's going to be dire straits. But listen, Tim, I'm also a Jets fan, so I know what it's like to be in the doldrums for for a minute or two.
Oh, for a minute or two. For
Minute, decade,
16 years.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because usually it's like I get excited about the Jets season, and then after about 4 weeks, it's like, all right, the
4 weeks?
Rangers. Well,
No.
that Jets summer of optimism, right?
4
It's
weeks,
like
4 plays.
new coach.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah, I was thinking 4 plays. I thought I was going to make the joke about Rodgers.
Oh, I was there. I was there for that.
Were you? Oh, that's miserable. I can't imagine the air coming out of that stadium. That's got to be insane for like what that atmosphere went
Exactly
from.
that.
The hype of him running out with the flag.
Oh, silence and dread.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
that
wild.
offseason was the offseason because you had the Hard Knocks, you had him coming in, you had all this stuff going on. You were like, the Jets are going to do something, and then 2 minutes into the game, you're just back to, okay, we're the Jets. This sucks.
And this has
Same
been
old
Tim and
Jets.
Ryan's Jets Minute.
We had Hockey Minute, we had Jets Minute. It's all good.
We can do
There you
Jets
go.
Minute like
All
once
right.
a year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good night, boys. Pleasure talking
Awesome.
to you.
Thanks again, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
My
Thanks,
pleasure.
Ryan.
Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Awesome.
Later.
Thanks. All right. Sorry about that. That was too good to pass up. I
No,
felt.
yeah, no worries.
The fact that he was at the gold medal game where they won is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Real.
And,
Yeah.
and it's 2:00 in the morning there, and he's still talking.